The Davis County Mustangs play here on the Atomo Radio Sports Network. Now, let's head down to the gridiron and join the voice of the Mustangs, Ellis Kojo.
Well, sorry to disappoint those fans that were looking forward to hearing Ellis Kojo's voice tonight. This is Brad McCloskey here, coming to you live from Wellman. Week 8 rolls in, and we hit the road for the one last time if you're a Mustang fan. Welcome to Mid Prairie High School in Wellman. As you hear in the background tonight, the Atomo Radio Sports Network coverage of the Davis County football Mustangs. It is senior night here in Wellman, if you're Mid Prairie Hawk fans. It's the Davis County Mustangs versus the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks. You're listening to the Citizens Mutual pregame show. Call Sherry or Lisa for a free insurance quote. As I mentioned, my name is Brad McCloskey. It's a pleasure to have you with us as always. Joining me in the booth this week is my good friend and former colleague coach, Ryan Morgan. Ryan, thanks for being here with us tonight.
Thanks for inviting me. Welcome to all Davis County fans, and excited to see how tonight's going to fare for the Davis County Mustangs.
And Corey Finch is the third member of our merry band, is what Ellis wrote for me to say, Corey, as our producer. It's senior day here, as you heard. Maybe you could hear that in the background with the loudspeaker. We are outside tonight. It's a pretty nice night right now. The wind's kind of starting to die down. We are literally outside calling the game tonight, sitting up in the bleachers, so we're getting the full flavor of Friday night football here in Wellman. We are playing the visiting role here on senior day, so Ryan, as a coach, you know, this is the first time in a long time that you haven't coached. It's probably been close to 15 years, I would say. Obviously a former player. It is senior night. We are the visitors. How much does that come into play when you are the visiting team, knowing that they're, you know, going to encounter guys in Wellman and Mid Prairie here who it is their senior night, and there's probably going to be some emotions tied to that. What's your approach, and how does that impact you if you're a player?
Well, you're going to know that Mid Prairie Golden Hawks are going to be fired up. They want to win for their seniors, those that are coming back for next year. But those seniors are going to be, you know, swollen, a little emotional. And so those first 5 minutes of the football game are really going to be a telltale sign of, you know, are they too emotional? Are they going to get too distracted by the outside forces? They're standing on the track right now, getting announced with their parents and everything. Davis County just needs to weather that storm and then take advantage of those maybe mistakes. They get a little nervous to drop pass or maybe a fumble, cause that turnover, and then take advantage and then go score and use that emotion against the Golden Hawks tonight.
Yeah, and that is a good point, because that emotion can kind of go both ways. You know, both as players and coaches, we've seen that out of ourselves and out of players that we've coached, that you know, you can use that emotion, but sometimes that emotion can get you, you know, maybe instead of catching the ball and securing it, turning upfield, or not securing the ball because, again, you're excited, maybe sometimes overly excited, and not letting the play develop. So we're going to analyze that and a little bit more after we come back from a break. So we'll get into that here in a little bit and talk more about the upcoming matchup here between the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks and the Davis County Mustangs. You're watching Mustang football on the Atomo Radio Sports Network.
Go Mustangs!
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 Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs!
The Davis County Mustangs would like to thank the community for their continued support.
Live larger. Go further. Do more. Pursue your passion with Polaris, the world leader in off-road. Live wide open in a high-performance RZR. Chase adventure on a legendary Sportsman. Or get more done with a hard-working Ranger. Enjoy savings up to $3,500 during the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance.
Slayton Polaris, 8 miles south and west of Pulaski. Hi, this is Chris Ledke, owner of Pulaski Lumber. I would like to personally invite you to see our updated inventory. We have a nice selection of tools, plumbing, flooring, tile, accessories, and as always, we can order in anything you might need. Josh is also available to offer you professional 3D drawings to design your new home, deck, or addition. We don't charge huge architect fees, but are confident you will be happy with our work. We look forward to meeting you at Pulaski Lumber, your start-to-finish lumberyard.
The busy farming season is here, and Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield is the best place to go for all your seed and fertilizer needs. They're focused on one thing and one thing only, providing their customers with the best products and services to grow the best crops possible. Farmers call them today for liquid and dry fertilizers, starters, small seed, and corn and soybean seed. They also offer crop protection chemicals and custom applications. See why other area farmers are turning to Bob Lawson and the staff at Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield, where results in your field are always their first concern.
Hi, this is Kendall with Citizens Mutual. It's a busy time of the year, so we want you to save as much time as possible. Whether you need internet, TV, or phone service, we can handle all of them for you. We also have a great selection of TVs ranging from 32 to 65 inch, as well as appliances. Stop in today, and remember, Citizens Mutual is owned and operated by its customers. So when you walk in the door, we don't just treat you like a customer, we treat you like you're the boss, because you are. We're looking forward to seeing you at Citizens Mutual, just off the square in Bloomfield.
Whatever your vehicle needs, Rob and the staff at Davis County Tire and Davis County Truck and Alignment in Bloomfield can handle it. Need tires? They sell almost any brand and have the most competitive prices. Davis County Tire also has RV, wheelbarrow, ATV, and farm tires. If it's round, black, and rolls, they've got you covered. Stop and see Rob and Jody and the team today at Davis County Tire, behind Shopco in Bloomfield.
Nothing says summer like hitting the open road. Get your vehicle summer driving ready. Cruising to work with the windows open and the convertible top down, going to the local fairs, or taking your much-needed holiday on the open road. Ray's Rapid Lube and Car Wash can get your car summer driving ready. Oil changes to the touchless car wash. Quick car wash to the super car wash. Ray fits in your budget so you can put more in your tank. Ray's Rapid Lube, 301 North Madison in Ottumwa.
You're watching Mustang football on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to Wellman. You're still listening to the Citizens Mutual pregame show. Call Sherry or Lisa for an free insurance quote. Last week, the Mustangs survived a wild shootout and a wild game versus Albia. A game where, Ryan, it's when you have a young and inexperienced team like the Mustangs do, where they're really trying to establish themselves. It was a game, I know you weren't there, but it was a game where it made the Mustang fans pretty nervous because there's not a lot of wins under these young guys' belt, a lot of guys that are contributing at a lot of spots. But they found a way to win, and we're going to get into that here in a minute. But it was a pretty wild shootout and kind of an edge-of-your-seat type game, just where there was a lot of back and forth and a fun game if you're a football fan, to say the least. Davis County is 2-5 on the season. The Mid Prairie Golden Hawks are 4-3, and Davis County is looking to win 2 games in a row for the first time this season. Last Friday, as I mentioned, a pair of 1-5 teams met at Mustang Stadium in Bloomfield, and as I said, if you're a fan of points, then you were in heaven last week because there was a lot of them to be had. And again, if you're a Mustang fan, you were on the edge of your seat a lot of that game. Davis County took advantage of a lot of early miscues and mistakes by Albia. Had a couple blocked punts. We took advantage of some turnovers. So we really came out firing on all cylinders. It was our homecoming. So as we talked about earlier, there was a lot of emotion there with the homecoming. We came out and we took advantage of that emotion in a positive way and jumped out to a really big lead, 27-0 at the end of the first quarter. Those who backed the Mustangs got to see plenty of guys in key positions step up and make plays that flipped the field and kept the Albia Blue Demons back on their heels. Gavin McCall, as I mentioned, blocked 2 punts. Dalton Reeves took his second interception of the season back to the house for a touchdown. Brett Doxtater picked off a pass of his own that set up another touchdown later, and the first quarter was just full of riches to be found if you're a Mustang fan that they haven't seen all season. And again, Ryan, as I mentioned, there's an art to winning that I think Mid Prairie, they've had a longer program established here, a little bit more well known for their winning tradition. Mustangs are still trying to look to establish that. And you were talking on the way up here today on our ride here that you noticed something about the roster. I mentioned just in the brief synopsis of last week's game that we're pretty young and inexperienced at a lot of key positions. What did you notice as you kind of looked at the roster between Mid Prairie and the Davis County Mustangs?
Yeah, I just, you called me yesterday and asked me to come help out, and so I did a little bit of studying just to kind of get a little bit of information for all these players. And I noticed Mid Prairie has a lot of juniors and seniors at key positions. Their leading passer, it's always great to have a senior signal caller. I'm watching him out here right now warming up. He's a lefty, making some good throws and stuff like that. So it's always great to have those senior leaders on your team. Davis County, I know their quarterback's a young sophomore, real athletic kid, Carson Mater, and he's going to get that. I mean, we can't wait till he's a senior. Obviously we want to, prolong that as long as we can, but we're just seeing that progression. And I know that we got a new program established just a couple years ago with Coach Anderson, and they're really going to turn that corner. We're trying to get there, and tonight's just another step in that direction.
Yeah, and there's a big rivalry for the Mustangs last week in Albia. Albia, Davis County, well-known rivalry. So on paper, it was a game that we looked and circled early in the year. Ellis and I, as we were talking with Coach Anderson, that we thought could be a win. Nobody expected, I would say, the players and coaches, and to be included in that, to jump out to its 27-0 lead. But give Albia credit, they hung in there, took Davis County's best punch, as I said, 27-0 at the end of the first quarter, and then started punching back. Despite trailing 27 at halftime, the Blue Demons never gave up, forced the Mustangs to make enough plays and really discover some identity in themselves that we hadn't seen all year. And again, with young guys, you expect to eventually kind of settle into some positions, and they did that. And when the clock finally hit triple zeros, Davis County had their second victory of the season, the previous victory coming over Van Buren. They had a wild win last week at 59-49 with that victory. With so many points being scored, there were a lot of players that stood out last week, some guys playing some different positions. 2 weeks ago, Ryan, just to give you a little bit of backstory, Coach Anderson, as he was talking to Ellis, mentioned that he was going to move some guys around on the offensive line to kind of light a fire. So they actually moved the backup quarterback, who had played quite a few snaps early in the season, a quarterback, to offensive line, just to kind of light a fire under some guys that weren't maybe getting as much out of the position as they could, and to bring some experience and some senior leadership to that offensive line. So we had a lot of key players last week stepping up in big spots and making big plays. But the player of the game last week who really stood out was Gavin McCall. Gavin had 259 yards rushing.
Wow.
3 total touchdowns. He blocked 2 punts, and he really is the anchor on defense as a sophomore, I might mention. So we're going to get back to that in a little bit. But on paper, Ryan, again, we noticed that our contributors, our key contributors, and our players are a lot younger, a lot more inexperienced. Yeah. What are you saying to your players if you're a coach on the Mustang sideline, knowing that on paper this doesn't look like a very favorable matchup, but we're coming off of a win where we kind of discovered some identity. So as a coach, knowing that you had such a productive week last week as a Mustang fan on the ground, we have the ability to throw the ball, but again, we're inexperienced in some of those positions. You mentioned that Mid Prairie is very experienced, at least on age. They have a lot of juniors and seniors. As a coach, what are you telling your kids if you're, again, on the Davis County sidelines, coming off that win, and again, on paper, looking up a tough matchup?
Well, obviously, you're got a lot of confidence off last week. Scoring 59 points, you can't replicate that. You got to be soaring with confidence on offense, and you just want to keep that going. Coach Anderson probably just wanted to play again on Saturday, again on Sunday, but I'm sure he went back to, I'm sure there were things that he wanted to work on and get better, and I'm sure they worked on that throughout the week and just try to get better at the little things. This time of year, you're still working on fundamentals, especially with so many young guys contributing to this Davis County Mustang team. You just want to just keep trying to get a little bit better each week. And if you do that, the program's going to turn around. The wins will happen. The wins will happen.
I think that's a key point. I think, and I've mentioned that several times on air with Ellis, that as a developing team, when you're really trying to find your identity, and we did see a new wrinkle last week, which I'll mention when we come back from break, out of the Mustangs that we hadn't seen yet this year, that really helped contribute to some of that offensive production. But we're going to get into that a little bit, and we'll start analyzing some of the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks. So coming up next, we'll turn our attention, as I said, to the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks. They're looking to replicate their dominating performance from last week. We'll get into that in a minute. You're watching the Mustang football pregame show on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Whether you are a player, cheerleader, or coach, your friends at Petrita Orthodontics are cheering for you. We are proud of the students in our area and are happy to support them in their school activities. We want to see you smile on and off the field. If you or your child are in need of orthodontic care, call us for a free, no-obligation appointment. We have many different options available to help your child's bite and smile. Call us today at Petrita Orthodontics in Ottumwa and Oskaloosa. We look forward to making you smile.
Go Mustangs!
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 Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs!
The Davis County Mustangs would like to thank the community for their continued support.
Hi, this is Chris Ledke, owner of Pulaski Lumber. I would like to personally invite you to see our updated inventory. We have a nice selection of tools, plumbing, flooring, tile, accessories, and as always, we can order in anything you might need. Josh is also available to offer you professional 3D drawings to design your new home, deck, or addition. We don't charge huge architect fees, but are confident you will be happy with our work. We look forward to meeting you at Pulaski Lumber, your start-to-finish lumberyard.
Live larger. Go further. Do more. Pursue your passion with Polaris, the world leader in off-road. Live wide open in a high-performance RZR. Chase adventure on a legendary Sportsman. Or get more done with a hard-working Ranger. Enjoy savings up to $3,500 during the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance.
Slayton Polaris, 8 miles south and west of Pulaski.
Hi, this is Chris Ledke, owner of Pulaski Lumber. I would like to personally invite you to see our updated inventory. We have a nice selection of tools, plumbing, flooring, tile, accessories, and as always, we can order in anything you might need. Josh is also available to offer you professional 3D drawings to design your new home, deck, or addition. We don't charge huge architect fees, but are confident you will be happy with our work. We look forward to meeting you at Pulaski Lumber, your start-to-finish lumberyard.
The busy farming season is here, and Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield is the best place to go for all your seed and fertilizer needs. They're focused on one thing and one thing only, providing their customers with the best products and services to grow the best crops possible. Farmers call them today for liquid and dry fertilizers, starters, small seed, and corn and soybean seed. They also offer crop protection chemicals and custom applications. See why other area farmers are turning to Bob Lawson and the staff at Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield, where results in your field are always their first concern.
Hi, this is Kendall with Citizens Mutual. It's a busy time of the year, so we want you to save as much time as possible. Whether you need internet, TV, or phone service, we can handle all of them for you. We also have a great selection of TVs ranging from 32 to 65 inch, as well as appliances. Stop in today, and remember, Citizens Mutual is owned and operated by its customers. So when you walk in the door, we don't just treat you like a customer, we treat you like you're the boss, because you are. We're looking forward to seeing you at Citizens Mutual, just off the square in Bloomfield.
Whatever your vehicle needs, Rob and the staff at Davis County Tire and Davis County Truck and Alignment in Bloomfield can handle it. Need tires? They sell almost any brand and have the most competitive prices. Davis County Tire also has RV, wheelbarrow, ATV, and farm tires. If it's round, black, and rolls, they've got you covered. Stop and see Rob and Jody and the team today at Davis County Tire, behind Shopco in Bloomfield.
You're watching Mustang football on the Tumblr Radio Sports Network.
And welcome back to Wellman, where we are moving closer to the kickoff between Davis County Mustangs. We are approaching the 10-minute mark before kickoff between the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks and the Davis County Mustangs. This is the Citizens Mutual pregame show. Call Sherry or Lisa for a free insurance quote. Mid Prairie checks into tonight's game with a 4-3 mark. Last week in Eddyville, the Golden Hawks kept their attack on the ground, and it was more than enough to trample the Eddyville-Blakesburg team. Every score was a rushing touchdown as Mid Prairie won 62-7. Junior Caden Rainier led the rushing attack with 144 yards and 3 touchdowns. That effort brought Rainier's total rushing to 740 yards, putting him within reach of the 1,000-yard mark with still 2 games left to play. Ryan, we just got done listening as we were on break to a senior that passed this June. So those kinds of things always take me a minute to pause and remember that this game is so special for so many players and helps put things in perspective, and you hate to ever lose a player and a teammate, and it's senior night, so you know these guys are going to be running on a lot of emotion. But I've said it before that there's even in winning and losing is just a part of the story, that there are so many lessons that can be learned. And again, football's been such a huge part of my life and your life as well. And when you hear of losses like that, it really kind of makes us pause. You know, we both have kids of our own, and to know what these kids and these fans and these team must be going through, knowing that they've lost one of their own this summer.
Yeah, I mean, it was a real touching moment. You know, obviously we don't know a lot about it, but yeah, the emotion's going to be running real high for some of these guys. You can see it in their eyes. You know, we're right there, looking right at them. It was a little tough.
Yeah, and there's, you know, as I said, I learned so much more about life playing football and listening to my coach kind of put things in perspective. And unfortunately for those kids, you know, they've had that perspective brought to them through the loss of one of their players. So our thoughts and prayers go out to them and their fans and family for the loss of that player. But with the potent running attack that, you know, I'm expecting out of this Mid Prairie team, just looking at the stats, at this point in the season, it's week 8, and I can't believe it's week 8 already. I know you haven't coached this season for the first time in a long time, but here it is, week 8 already. So at this point in the season, stats don't lie. No. What are you expecting out of the Mid Prairie Hawks?
No, I think it's a little windy. It is dying down a little bit, but they're going to just ground and pound. I mean, they've got 13 touchdowns by Rainier, 740 yards, like you said before, 5.6 yards a carry. I expect them just to give it to him and see what he can do, and then a little play-action pass and see what they can get.
Yeah, looking at the stats, they do have the ability to put the ball in the air. Yes. But as we kind of were talking and strategizing on the way here, I'm going to read you some of their scores from this season. And so some of their stats may be inflated a little bit just knowing the point differential in their season. So here's the Mid Prairie season breakdown. First game of the year, at home against Grinnell. Lost 20-47.
Yeah.
So again, pretty big gap
in class. Grinnell's a bigger 3A school. You know, when you get down like that, you're gonna have to throw the ball more.
Pekin, a team who we struggled mightily against, they beat 43-0 at home. So again, not a close game.
Probably just ran it all over them.
Yep. Next game away at Wilton, 40-6. Very lopsided again. So you're seeing a kind of a pattern here where I'm going with this. Next game, they played up. They played Iowa City Liberty. That was a tough task. They lost 6-33. That one also at home. Next game, they played Central Lee, who we'll see next week. They won that game 60-7. So again, huge lopsided win there for them. Next week, they played Williamsburg, who we went to Williamsburg and saw that's a district opponent, and that was a tough task for us, and a loss there, 6-28. Next on their list was Eddyville, who we lost a close game to. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that here in a minute. They won that one big, 62-7. We're going to step away for a minute as we get ready to honor America with our national anthem. We'll get back to that analysis here after this short break.
Hi, I'm Karsten. And I'm Callie. And we are the Neebs Girls. We would like to personally invite you to our parents' new store on the south side of the square in Bloomfield. Stop in and have them make you a custom shirt, hat, banner, sign, or even your school mascot. They stay open late on Thursdays until 7. We hope to see you soon. Neebs Graphics, making you stand out.
Neebs Graphics on the south side of the Bloomfield Square.
At Dixon's Floors & More, we don't mind being different, as long as the difference is better. With hundreds of brands to choose from, including the largest manufacturers in the industry, we transform the volume of products we carry into lower prices for you. Don't start your project without starting at Dixon's Floors & More.
Mention you saw this video and receive 5% off your entire purchase at Dixon's Floors & More in Ottumwa.
Go Mustangs!
Go Mustangs!
Go Mustangs!
Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs!
Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs!
Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs!
The Davis County Mustangs would like to thank the community for their continued support.
Live larger. Go further. Do more. Pursue your passion with Polaris, the world leader in off-road. Live wide open in a high-performance RZR. Chase adventure on a legendary Sportsman. Or get more done with a hard-working Ranger. Enjoy savings up to $3,500 during the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance.
Slayton Polaris, 8 miles south and west of Pulaski.
You're watching Mustang football on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back to Wellman. As again, Wellman is the backdrop for tonight's game between Davis County and Mid Prairie. Thank you for joining us on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network. You're listening to the Citizens Mutual pregame show. Call Sherry or Lisa for a free insurance quote. Well, Ryan, we're going to get our final thoughts here before kickoff. We're about 3 minutes away from that happening. And if you're a believer in common opponents, this game's going to pose a tough task for the Davis County Mustangs. We already talked about what Mid Prairie did to several teams on their schedule this year. A lot of lopsided wins, but also a lot of lopsided losses to some bigger schools and maybe some tougher opponents. So wins and losses aren't telling the full story there. But what they did last week to Eddyville-Blakesburg, who we had a tough one with, and again, that game was 2 weeks ago. That was at Eddyville-Blakesburg, and Eddyville just showed an additional wrinkle that we didn't quite have yet that we found last week in our Davis County Mustangs. I'll talk about it in a second, but Eddyville, gave us fits. Mid Prairie completely blew them out of the water. So again, on paper, this doesn't look like a good matchup, but we're coming off of a big win, and we have some positive things happening. So again, how would you approach this game if you're a coach?
Well, just by looking at the scores, if I'm Davis County, I just want to stay in this game. If it's close, they haven't played a close game all year. It's either been blowout win, blowout loss. So if you can stay within a touchdown or two and just keep the game going, or maybe even take that lead, they don't know how to play yet. They haven't had to do it. Davis County, 14-7 loss, to Eddyville, and then last week 59-49 win. So they've both been on the losing end and the winning end of a close game. So I'm looking for, if they can keep it close, they have the experience of those close games, and hopefully the Mustangs will help out. That will help the Mustangs out.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And we took advantage of some miscues last week. We blocked a couple punts, had a turnover, one of them to the house. We got production out of offense, defense, special teams, the whole game. That's what gave us the big lead.
And you're going to need that again tonight. Like you said, on paper, this doesn't look like the greatest matchup, but that's why you play the game. And I'm excited for this game and ready for the Mustangs to give out their all and win on this Friday night.
Yep. So as you just saw, if you're watching on the live streaming, the Davis County Mustangs won the toss. They deferred, so they are kicking off. Did the same thing last week. That proved very fruitful for them as they took advantage again of some miscues for them. So they're going to stick with what's working. The Mustangs are going to kick off, and we are under a minute until kickoff here in Wellman.
Yeah, most teams defer. That way you get the ball in the second half, just so you can see where you're standing.
Sure. And earlier in the season, we kind of had and going into last season, we actually, when we won the toss, we oftentimes took the ball. So we'll see what happens tonight.
The Kirk Ferentz.
Yes.
That's
so
what he does.
We'll see what happens here. But here we are. We're ready for kickoff. And a beautiful Friday evening here. It's clear. The wind's dying down. You really could not ask for much better conditions here in Wellman.
It's
it really
beautiful,
is nice.
Beautiful late October day.
Yes, it is. Nice night for Friday night football. And here we go. We're getting ready for kickoff.
Number 12 was Caden Hill kicking off. He was also a captain.
Caden Hill, wearing number 52, kicks off. Returning to the middle of the field is Mid Prairie, out to the 40-yard line where he's tackled by number 13.
Chris Miller on the return for the Golden Hawks. Tackled by
and actually, what was interesting last week, Ryan, when we kicked the ball off a lot, I actually talked to Coach Anderson about this, is that their strategy was, because they knew their kickoff kickoff team was so weak, they actually kicked it out of bounds a lot just to keep them, from getting at midfield. So this time, kick coverage is pretty decent. But again, we're used to the starting field position. They're at about the 40-yard line. So here we go. First down for Mid Prairie from about their own 40-yard line.
Yep, traditional eye set for the Golden Hawks. Bootleg.
Rolling out to his left, completing a pass. Big pass down to the 30-yard line, inside the 20. He's dragged out of bounds by number 13. Yep. But a big play right out of the gates from a team that, Ryan, we kind of expected to see pumping the ball on the ground. Here it is right out of the gates.
And they used that tendency against the Mustangs. They went right, faked that dive right up the middle, bootlegged around, and the big tight end, number 80, was wide open.
So again, we're in the red zone already here, folks, at Wellman. Under center is number 7, Brad Torno, I believe is how you say his name. I apologize if I mispronounce that, but off to the right, off tackle.
Hayden Rainier on the carry for the Golden Hawks. Touchdown, Mid Prairie.
Yep. Touchdown, Golden Hawks, big hole, right side. That was more like what we were expecting for the Golden Hawks.
Well, and that didn't take long.
No.
Again, we expected the Golden Hawks to come out with a pretty potent offensive attack, but I thought maybe we put up a little bit better of a struggle than that. But again, right off the bat, we saw their number 1 running back, Caden Rainier, take it off to the right. Just a straight dive out of a pro set to the house.
Yep, that'd be his 14th touchdown on the season. So he's been there before.
And the extra point is good.
With 11:26 remaining in the first quarter, Mid Prairie 7 and Davis County 0.
We'll step away for a quick break. Here from Wellman on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Hi, this is Chris Ledke, owner of Pulaski Lumber. I would like to personally invite you to see our updated inventory. We have a nice selection of tools, plumbing, flooring, tile, accessories, and as always, we can order in anything you might need. Josh is also available to offer you professional 3D drawings to design your new home, deck, or addition. We don't charge huge architect fees, but are confident you will be happy with our work. We look forward to meeting you at Pulaski Lumber, your start-to-finish lumberyard.
You're watching Mustang football on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to Wellman. If you're just joining us, it took the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks all but 2 plays to find the end zone. Starting from their own 40-yard line, they rolled out to their left, found their, Ryan, I believe it was either tight end or a fullback out of the
tight end number 80.
Okay, tight end.
Second leading receiver.
Okay, tight end out in the flat, took it all the way down inside the 20. It didn't take them long to find the end zone. Here's the kickoff from the Golden Hawks. It's a squib, a low squib. Keeps rolling down inside the 25-yard line at about the 27-yard line where the Mustangs will take over on offense. An offensive game, Ryan, that this year, again, I mentioned, and I was meaning to come back to, that last week we saw a different wrinkle out of the Mustangs. Most of the season, out of the shotgun set, we saw 1 back set. Last week we saw an extra back in the backfield, really just to offer additional protection for sophomore quarterback Carson Mader, who has all of the mechanics and tools and things you'd look for in a quarterback, but he didn't always have the time. So last week we saw that additional wrinkle of an additional back in the backfield.
Yeah, we're back to the 1 back set.
1 back set here. We have trips to the left, 1 single receiver to the right. Carson, as typical, looks to the sideline for the call from Coach Anderson and takes the shotgun snap, throws a quick pass to the flat. The ball's on the ground, and they call it a fumble, and it's recovered by the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks. So we were on the receiving end of this last week, these quick turnovers, these big hit plays, and here right now we're on our heels already on the road.
The emotion we talked about is definitely on the favor of the Golden Hawks right now.
And that pass was our kind of prototypical offensive play. We like to kind of establish the pass first, those quick hitting passes. That one was trying to go to another sophomore, and unfortunately he, like I said earlier, sometimes that emotion gets ahead of you. And he stepped before he caught the ball on a big turnover. Snap to the quarterback. Quarterback keeper right up the middle. Down inside the 10. Eye in the end zone. Right inside the 1. I think they're going to mark him just short, Ryan, maybe right at the 1-yard line. But we had a jet sweep fake there. That kind of, it was a little bit of a wrinkle just to kind of keep the defensive eyes on that jet sweep player. But it was a direct snap to the quarterback, number 7.
Yeah, it was. He just kept it and made a couple guys miss and got down all the way to the 1-yard line.
So again, Brad Tarnow has some offensive stats, both passing and rushing. He definitely showed the ability there to run the ball. We had a flag down on the field. I believe we're going to see false start. I don't think Mid Prairie got completely set.
Illegal procedure is the call against the Golden Hawks. That penalty is going to be 5 yards.
So a 5-yard penalty for the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks to march them back to about the 6-yard line. We're still first and goal. So 1st and 6 for the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks. As typical, Ryan, we're seeing our, kind of a college-style defense out of the Mustangs, which we've seen all year. We have 3 down linemen, 4, sometimes 5 linebackers. We'll blitz them at a different looks to kind of mix it up. We're seeing 2 receivers to the right, tight end left for the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks I formation.
Odd defensive front.
And another penalty here.
And going to be delay here.
Delay of game.
So Mid Prairie helping the Mustang cause here, kind of stubbing their toe a little bit on what was about the 1 or 2 yard line. Now they're backed up 2 times in a row. Back to
this
the
will
11.
be big for the Mustangs. They can force a field goal here.
Yeah, as you said, if there's opportunities when the ball is either on the ground or in the air to make plays, we can. We made them last week. We just have to take those opportunities when they come our way. Here's a typical pro set out of the Golden Hawks.
Touchdown Golden Hawks. Another bootleg. They're using that aggressive defense against the Mustangs.
And Brad Tornow there, senior. He's 5'8", 170, so he's got a lot of experience as a straight drop back pass. As you mentioned in pregame, he's a lefty. He was kind of trying to roll out to his right there, kind of more of a straight drop back pass. Was able to find another senior there, Chris Miller, for yet another touchdown. So Ryan, this is not the start that the Mustangs wanted. You knew this was a tough matchup on paper, looking at the stats and just looking at the lopsided scores against teams that we struggled with and were defeated by. So not the start the Mustangs wanted here so far in Wellman.
No, it's not. Now you're. If you're Coach Anderson, you need to just look at your team, see what they're made of, and we got to establish a drive here on offense. You obviously want to get points, but you want to keep that defense off the field here and get 2 or 3 first downs just to have some success.
We're going to take a quick break. This is the Davis County Tire first quarter. Think of them for all your first quarter needs. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here to Mid Prairie, Wellman.
The busy farming season is here, and Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield is the best place to go for all your seed and fertilizer needs. They're focused on one thing and one thing only, providing their customers with the best products and services to grow the best crops possible. Farmers call them today for liquid and dry fertilizers, starters, small seed, and corn and soybean seed. They also offer crop protection chemicals and custom applications. See why other area farmers are turning to Bob Lawson and the staff at Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield, where results in your field are always their first concern.
You're watching Mustang football on the Tumblr Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to Wellman. It is the first quarter. The first quarter, as you know, is sponsored by Davis County Tire. Think of them first for all of your tire needs. Brad Tornow for the Mid Prairie Hawks. The quarterback is also their kicker. Kicks it down the left sideline and close to us, as we call it here, from Wellman. The ball will be spotted on the 27-yard line where the Mustangs will take over 1st and 10. Ryan, last week we came out against Albia, and we did to Albia what Mid Prairie is doing to us right now. They jumped out to an early lead. It's 14-0 with 10 minutes still left in the first quarter. We have to find our identity quick. And last week our identity really was running the ball and running it well with Gavin McCall. So we, typical Iowa football, you need to establish the run first. And let's see if we do that here on first down.
There it is. Yep.
And I tell you what, I see right away that Mid Prairie is making an emphasis on turnovers. You can see the player there. I believe it's number 30 for them, who is, I'm going to give him credit, sophomore Justice Jones looked like was ripping at the ball. But as he was ripping for the ball, I think he got a hold of the face mask.
Yeah, he's their leading tackler, and he was going for the ball. And it did come out, but he was already down.
I think he was down, but just an emphasis that on defense they're looking to rip that ball up. But that was just a 5-yard variety. Again, Carson Mader back in the shotgun. 2 receivers either side, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Carson Mader looks over to the sideline to get his play call from head coach, Coach Anderson. Number 10 goes in motion. The handoff again to Gavin McCall, number 4 up the middle. Out of the kind of a zone read look there, Ryan. So far this week, we haven't seen that wrinkle that we saw last week with the 2-back set.
No, it's been 1 back every time, either 2x2 or 3x1 sets.
And I really think that if we had seen that 2-back set against Eddyville-Blakesburg 2 weeks ago, I think that would possibly have been just enough of a difference. But, again, every single week, Coach Anderson is going to do some different things that these teams haven't seen on film yet, just to kind of stay ahead of what their defensive scheme is. But so far, we haven't seen any wrinkles. Trips to the left, 1 to the right. Mader out of the shotgun, throws out to the flat. We have good blocking by the receivers. I saw a flag come out late and a big stick on defense there by the Mid Prairie Golden Hawk player. I didn't catch a number on him. Looked like number 9, I thought. Vinny Bolin with a big stick, but we do have a flag down on the field.
I think it's going to be hold against Davis County.
Okay. Well, I saw some good blocking out there, but I have eagle eyes, Ryan. As you know, we hunt together, but I wasn't able to see that far on the field. There was a hold, so I can't say I agree or disagree with that call. At this point, that may be coming. But, again, there was a no gain on the play, but after the penalty, they're going to march it back 5 yards, and we'll repeat second down from there. Score is 14-0 with 9 minutes left to play here in the first quarter.
2nd and 8 for the Mustangs.
Mustangs off to a rough start. Definitely don't need penalties as you're trying to claw back into this game and find your offensive identity. A timeout here by the official.
Yeah, they called holding, but only marked it off 5 yards. I think they need to go 5 more yards.
There you go.
There they go.
Well, we like the first 5. I don't know about the second 5.
Yeah. The Golden Hawks coach walked up to the official and said, that's not right.
Wait. I think it's supposed to be 10 yards.
Yeah, so now it's 2nd and 13.
So 2nd and 13 here. We have trips to the right, to Mater's right, shotgun. Got a layered route. Did he make that catch?
No, he did not.
Thank goodness. But
he was open, number 3, running down the seam.
Caden Glosser was.
Mater just overthrew him.
And again, he had decent time there to throw the ball, and a nice ball. And a fortunate break there that Chris Miller didn't come up with that. Chris Miller, who, if you were tuning in earlier, saw score a touchdown on the last offensive drive for the Mid Prairie Hawks, has hands. He just dove out there, laid out, and almost made a fantastic play. But fortunate for the Mustangs, we live on to play another down, 3rd and long here for the Mustangs. Now we see that two-back set that I mentioned earlier, maybe just to shore some things up out of the pass. This is an obvious passing situation. Trying to set up the screen over the middle to Gavin McCall. But the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks sniff it out. I saw 2 players there, 34, Cale Garvey, and you said their leading tackler, Justice Jones.
Yep. Yeah, he's just a sophomore. He looks like a pretty good player, a little bigger.
Back to receive the kick for the Golden Hawks, number 8, Chris Miller.
So now Davis County needs to punt. Davis County just needs to regroup here a little bit. Their linemen just need to find their guys and stay on them.
So 4th and long here. This is a punting situation. So back to punt is Carson Zittler, number 1, Davis County's number 1 receiver. 2 return men back for the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks. Kind of a tall, high
they got
punt.
Run down there.
Got a good bounce down there.
Yeah.
Taken by the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks at about the 45, going up the sideline and taken down at about the 22-yard line. So a good return for Mid Prairie.
Great return by them.
And again,
Davis County needs more than one guy down there. He made one guy miss, and there wasn't anybody else down there.
Yeah, and it was a nice high punt, so it was plenty of time for them to get down there, but a good job by them to return that and field it and return it down to the 22-yard line. So far, nothing going right for the Mustangs, including punt coverage, but there is a flag down on the field, so we'll see what that is.
Personal foul against the Golden Hawks and personal foul against the Mustangs.
All right, so during the play we had some extracurricular activities, I'm guessing, by both players, so those penalties offset. It'll be first down from about the 21-yard line for Mid Prairie. Score is 14-0 Hawks, Mustangs 0. 7:38 left in the first quarter here from Wellman. Again, Ryan, the wind's lying down a little bit, becoming a very, very nice night of football here in mid-October, starting to get late October. Here's an unusual formation if you're a guy expecting more of a run offense. Trips to the left here for the Prairie Golden Hawks.
Yeah, that pass came out of his hand a little hot and right over the receiver's head. They just kind of set up a little screen there. Trips left, 2 guys blocking, 1 guy trying to catch it. But
so just kind of like a receiver screen or a tunnel screen to the receiver.
Extension of the run game.
But it looks to me like they're really targeting that number 8, Chris Miller. You know, he caught the touchdown pass on the last drive. We see that they don't throw the ball a lot. I think a lot of their passes came because they were trying to claw back into some of those losses that were pretty lopsided. But Chris Miller, obvious a target for him. Rolling out to the left is Tornow. Throwing back over the middle, a dangerous throw.
There's a good play by number 1.
That was a good play. Yep, by safety, Carson Zittler.
Yep. Yeah, that was a good throw by the quarterback, put it right on him.
Yep.
That corner on the backside was following his guy right in his hip pocket. Hand right in there, knocked it away.
And that's always a dangerous pass. You know, when you're rolling out to your left as a quarterback, he's a lefty, and then you throw back across the field towards the middle. You're throwing into the teeth of the defense who's pursuing you. And that time, again, they're fortunate because Carson Zittler's our number 1 receiver. He has hands and he has speed. So that was a break that, they should feel fortunate
like
they
we
played.
talked
But a good play by the safety.
We talked about them running the football. Well, I think they must have seen something that they think they can throw the ball against this Davis County Mustang defense, because they are just back and throwing it every time.
They are. You are absolutely right.
Torno's pass is complete to Jack Baker.
So that pass that time, again, kind of a straight drop back by Tornow over the middle to their tight end.
Number 11,
I believe that was their tight end, Ryan.
Yeah, number 80.
Number 80, who also is a big target.
Baker, I think.
Yep.
Jack Baker.
Jack Baker, senior, 6'2", 190, so a big target for Tornow over the middle. But fourth down here, fourth and about 3.
I expect them to go for it here.
I do too. And I wonder also, Ryan, as they think down the road to other opponents, they're probably thinking they could potentially be a playoff team, because
Absolutely.
2 of their losses came in a non-district against a non-district opponent. So they're probably going to try to iron some wrinkles out in their passing game, knowing they're going to need that later on down the road.
Yes.
Here's a power set out of them in 4th down, 4th and 3. And they're going to pick it up. So that time is actually kind of a power eye set. They had
very similar to their touchdown run earlier in the game.
Tackled by number 13, Brett.
So they convert on the first down. Some power football there that I kind of expected to see more. But again, they know on paper they are definitely the advantaged team. So they're probably going to try to iron some wrinkles out in the passing game. Here again, their power set. They have 3 backs in the backfield, 2 fullbacks and a tailback deep, 1 receiver to the left, Tornow under center. And it's a sweep to the left. So number 20, he's sniffing the end zone.
Yep, he got it.
Number 20.
Yeah, he just followed those 2 fullbacks on a toss left, and they paved the way for him.
And that was about an 8-yard sweep to the left to their number 1 rusher, again, who's well over 700 yards on the season rushing. That time had no problem. Had a lot of lead backs there. He had his 2 backs that were leading up, and they probably pulled somebody too. So a good power offense play there to find the end zone.
That's more like the plays we're looking at seeing.
You're exactly right. When I just look at what I have seen from their statistics and knowing what I've heard, I'm not that familiar with Mid Prairie. I didn't ever coach against them. I've never played them, but expected to see a lot of that. The extra point is good. We're going to step away. We're at 6:21 left here in the first quarter. Score is 21-0, Mid Prairie Hawks. This is the first quarter, sponsored by Davis County Tire. Call them for all for all their tire needs.
Hi, this is Kendall with Citizens Mutual. It's a busy time of the year, so we want you to save as much time as possible. Whether you need internet, TV, or phone service, we can handle all of them for you. We also have a great selection of TVs ranging from 32 to 65 inch, as well as appliances. Stop in today, and remember, Citizens Mutual is owned and operated by its customers. So when you walk in the door, we don't just treat you like a customer, we treat you like you're the boss, because you are. We're looking forward to seeing you at Citizens Mutual, just off the square in Bloomfield.
You're watching Mustang football on the Tumblr Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back to Wellman, where we see a early 21-0 deficit if you're a Mustang fan. This is the Davis County Tire first quarter. Think of them for all your tire needs. The quarterback Tornow is kicking off to the Mustangs once again, kind of a odd knuckleball kick, which comes to rest about the 32-yard line for the Mustangs. That one came off the foot interesting, kind of a knuckler, sidewinding kickoff. Decent starting field position for the Mustangs.
Yeah, a little bit better here. They need to flip the field here. We played on the Golden Hawks side of the field the entire game here. And Davis County needs a drive here.
Yeah, and so what do you do in this situation? You're down 21-0. We haven't really established ourselves either passing or running the ball. What are you thinking if you're Coach Ken Anderson here?
You should have 3 or 4 plays that are your bread and butters. No matter if it's run, pass, whatever you think your kids are the best at, that's the plays you got to call here, and just try to get anything going.
Trips to the left, 1 to the right. Mater, 2 steps, drop. Was looking for receiver number 10, Tyler Ball.
Yeah, Justice Jones, their best defensive player by far, stepped right in front of him. He was lucky that wasn't picked and taken to the house for a touchdown.
Second and 10.
Second down and 10 from the 33-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. 1 back in the backfield. Carson Mater snaps his hands, looks to the sideline to get his call. Last week, Ryan, we had 250 yards rushing out of 1 back. So far here, the Prairie Hawks have kept us at bay. Mater rolling out to his left, throwing against the grain of the body. The receiver and the defensive back get their feet tangled up, and that was Carson Zittler, so no call because, again, their feet just got tangled up.
Yeah.
Was not pass interference.
That was a good athletic play by quarterback Carson Mater.
Yeah.
Rolling out to his left. He did a good job of getting his shoulders turned. That was a good throw, 30, 40 yards downfield.
And that is kind of a hard throw to make, as again,
absolutely.
you're a right-handed quarterback rolling to your left.
Yep.
That's his favorite target all season long. We've called that the Carson-to-Carson connection because we have Carson Mater throwing to junior Carson Zittler, and they both have found themselves connecting quite a bit this year. That's their favorite target. That time the ball finds
a little
the
bad
turf.
luck there for the Mustangs.
Yes, feet got tangled up. Trips to the left, one to the right. Mater takes a two-step drop. Sails it high to sophomore 84 Dalton Reeves, so we'll be punting again here. Again, the timing just a little bit off, and you know, we saw this against some of the earlier opponents that we saw. When our timing's not off and we're not clicking like we were last week, it's hard for us to move the ball. And against an experienced defensive line like they have, and good, solid linebacker play, you know, we haven't established the run yet either. So here it again, 4th and 10.
The Golden Hawks are dominating the line of scrimmage right now.
You're right, and that's really where football games are won and lost.
Yeah, the
4th and 10.
Yeah, the one thing, if I'm Coach Anderson here, I'm definitely thinking about, you know, I know he likes to throw the football, but that series only took 14 seconds off the clock. You know, that's tough to overcome when you're having a little bit of trouble stopping the other team.
Yeah, and you're going to have that when you have the ball in the air and the ball finds the turf, you'll have that down. So Chris Miller on a good return after the punt for number 10, Tyler Ball. 1st and 10 for the Golden Hawks from about the 47 or 48 yard line. And the Mustangs find themselves down 21-0 here with under 6 minutes in the first quarter.
Yeah, another series starting on the Golden Hawk side of the field here.
Yeah, so as you know, field position as a coach, a special teams coordinator for the last couple of years, correct?
Yeah.
Coach, you know how important field position is out of your special teams right now. Mid
Good
Prairie
returns every time by Mid Prairie right now.
Trips to the right. Again, sticking with the passing game, it looks like maybe.
Yeah,
So
I
one
think
to the right, one to the left.
decided they're going to throw the ball. Uh-oh. Double pass. It got tipped. That was pretty good defense by Davis County.
Danner's pass.
Good job.
Was intended for number 8, Chris Miller.
Again, I'm kind of interested to see that they're throwing some of these wrinkles at the Mustangs because they know that upcoming opponents are going to see these things on tape.
That's exactly what it is.
Sure. Exactly what
I think they're just
doing,
pulling out everything.
And maybe they do. Maybe they want to try to just get in and get out as fast as they can on senior night and you know, get this clock running in the second half and make sure that's no doubt. But a kind of surprising play there. They had trips to the right. You know, I understand if you're going to throw kind of a wide receiver screen, but then to throw the double pass, a wrinkle, and it's just a wrinkle that you would think you'd see if you're a Mustang fan. More of a pro set here, straight eye. Tornow under center, sweep to the right to number 20. Has decent blocking out of the perimeter, cuts back to the middle. Number 20 is on the run, down to the 20, 15, 10. It's a race to the pylon. Touchdown. Yet again, Caden Renier, who we knew was dangerous on paper, shows us great vision there as he, again, took the sweep to the right out of just a traditional pro set. Good blocking on the perimeter, but good vision for him to come back to the middle. Again, keep his eyes up and see the pursuit. Cut to the left, and it was just a foot race to the pylon.
Yep, he was a little bit faster than the Davis County Mustangs there. Already his 3rd touchdown, and we have played about 8 minutes.
And you get the feeling that his stats probably don't speak the true story on his talent. Again, with some of the lopsided scores that we've seen, he probably hasn't been in the game the entire time.
Right.
You know, he probably, in some of those games, was they were passing the ball a little bit more, as the extra point is good.
And then I'm sure last week he didn't play a whole lot, winning 62-7 over Eddyville Blakesburg.
Yep, exactly right. Well, as you just heard, it's 28-0 here from Wellman. We're going to step away. We're still in the first quarter at 5 minutes and 33 seconds. This is the Davis County Tire first quarter. Think of them for all of your tire needs. I'm struggling with that. I'll get it right one of these times, folks. We'll be right back.
Whatever your vehicle needs, Rob and the staff at Davis County Tire and Davis County Truck and Alignment in Bloomfield can handle it. Need tires? They sell almost any brand and have the most competitive prices. Davis County Tire also has RV, wheelbarrow, ATV, and farm tires. If it's round, black, and rolls, they've got you covered. Stop and see Rob and Jody and the team today at Davis County Tire, behind Shopco in Bloomfield.
You're watching Mustang football on the Tumblr Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back to Wellman, the site of Week 8 matchup tonight between the Davis County Mustangs and the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks, where it's all been Mid Prairie Golden Hawks at this point, Ryan.
Yeah, there's really nothing else to say. It's been a domination so far by the Golden Hawks. There we go.
Sophomore Glosser, number 3, takes it out to the 40-yard line. A good return.
That was a lot better return.
Good ball
little
security.
Better blocking.
Yep, good blocking.
That was a much better overall play for the Mustangs.
And we will take any positive momentum we can get at this point. And I suppose that, Ryan, we're lucky that there's not the ability to run the clocks first half, because with a deficit of 28-0, not even halfway through, or right at the halfway point in the first quarter, down 28-0. I expect that, as you pointed out in the pregame, Ryan, at this point you really just talk to your players about doing your individual responsibility. Every single play, let's focus on us. Let's try to get some positive momentum going here, and let's see what we can do with the football, because right now we aren't doing a whole lot.
Nope. You need to work on each individual, your fundamentals, correct steps, ball security, control what you can control.
That time we saw the 2-back set out of the Mustangs. A quick pass that was meant for one of the tailbacks out of the backfield. I believe that was number 27 who was the target, Clayton Smith.
Yep, number 80, Jack Baker, knocked it down.
So the tight end on offense also shows some good defensive end skills there.
He's had
played the ball,
a
eyes
very
up.
good first quarter.
Yep, eyes up.
Offense and defense.
Saw the ball. Again, fortunate that one didn't go to the house. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. We have 2 backs in the backfield, but we had false start.
Procedure against the Mustangs. That's going to be a 5-yard.
Yeah, I'd like to see this set a little bit more. 2-back set. If you do want to pass, you got another guy in there protecting Carson Mater. And then if you do want to run it, you got an extra guy to block. So.
Yeah, and I agree with that. To kind of offer that just a little bit better pocket protection. But again, we stub our toe and we're back behind the chain, 2nd and 10. So if you're Coach Anderson, you kind of have a script in mind with manageable sticks right now, 2nd and long.
Yep.
Here, a handoff to number 27 right up the middle, which was sniffed out quickly. That handoff was to number 27, Clayton Smith Jr., 5'6", 160, but again, sniffed out by that experienced defensive line.
Yep, number 80 again.
For the Mustangs. Tackled by number 65, Isaac Boucher, number 80, Jack Baker.
And an injury here for one of the Mustangs, number 52. I believe 52 here.
Some charitable events in the area come tomorrow night. Sons of Ambets, Richmond, Iowa, all-you-can-eat chicken wings, 5 to 8.
And number 52 is on the roster, number 12, Caden Hill. So Caden Hill, Ryan, was the backup quarterback early in the season when Mater was still kind of finding his identity, came in and played some quarterback. Here we see him at the offensive line to kind of, again, shore some things up, bring some confidence to that offensive line. Our senior leader right now is limping to the sideline. Again,
I like seeing that out of kids. Very selfless. He wants to play. Carson has some physical tools that other kids don't have. So Coach Anderson made that decision to go with him, but he wants to play. And obviously kids like that you want on the field. I'm sure he's one of your best 11 players. So he went to a different position.
Yeah, and brought a lot of leadership and communication to an inexperienced and young offensive line that really panned out last week when we had over 250 yards rushing and some really wide gaping holes. So a good job by him, but he's going to have to take at least a play off to establish his foot and see what's going on with that. We're at about 5 minutes left in the first quarter. At about the 32-yard line, trips to the left, 1 to the right, single back, I believe McCall in the backfield. Mater takes a 2-step drop and is hit immediately by number 34, but there is a flag down. But he took a lick there, Ryan.
Yeah.
A lick that we can't afford him to take.
No, no one blocked that guy. They came off our offensive left side. Over here, I was looking at this side, and we held one of their guys. We just bear hugged him.
For the Mustangs.
It looked
overall,
to me,
it wasn't. It was a blitz by Golden Hawks.
Looked to me like number 34.
Yes, it
Cale
was
Garvey on the
34.
blitz there, and a big stick. And again, with Carson, we can't have him taking those kind of hits because our backup quarterback, Caden Hill, wearing number 52, went out another play. So, again,
that would be disastrous.
Not a lot of time, Ryan, even ticked off on that offensive possession. So 4th and forever here for the Mustangs, and it's still on our heels in the first quarter. Back to punt is Zittler. That one, fortunate it wasn't blocked. A high end-over-end kick comes about to the 50, fielded by number 8, brought down to about the 46-yard line. But we do have another yellow flag.
Yeah, they're
lots of flags tonight.
They're rushing and they're getting close every time. That time they did hit them. I believe it's just running into the kicker.
Running into the kicker. Well, we'll see what they march off here. But if that was roughing, that'd be an automatic first down. But we'll see if it was just running into or roughing.
He signaled running into, but we'll see.
So they'll march off the penalty as soon as the ball reaches the head referee.
Yeah, it's still not going to be a first down, but they're going to mark it off. And they are going to march off 15 yards. It's going to be 4th down and probably about 8.
So that's not an automatic first down.
No.
This is going to be an automatic.
Oh, it is. They did.
Okay, so not
it is. That's
down,
my
so
bad.
A huge play. And a fortunate break because a decent punt, but a return by them, again, was going to give them good field position. So here, maybe an opportunity to get some things established and take advantage of a mistake
if
by
nothing else,
the Mid Prairie
it's
Hawks.
going to flip the field a little bit. I'd like to see Davis County get it one more first down here, and so they can flip it even more.
Absolutely. Field position could be everything here if you're trying to climb back in from a 28-0 deficit. Here's a handoff to McCall, off to the left, finds a little running room, wiggles up to about the 44-yard line for a gain of about 4.
30, Justice Jones for the Golden Hawks. That's going to be
just a zone,
maybe
zone
3.
left, and he just made a little wiggle to him. Made a guy miss and fell forward for 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty decent hole over there opened up by the offensive line. Here again, 2-by-2 set, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Zittler and Glosser to the left, to the right, Tyler Ball and Dalton Reeves. Mater takes a snap out of the shotgun, takes his 2-step drop. Again, throws a little bit high, so we didn't see a lot of that last week. We saw a more comfortable Mater, but again, he's been hit, he's had some pressure, and we're seeing some high passes, and when you're just not feeling quite comfortable, just a little bit high, you're not quite in sync.
Yep, just follow through a little bit more, step into the throw. Way easier said than done.
It is, and last week we saw that cleaned up a little bit by the additional back in the backfield to give him a little bit better pocket. Here, one back in the backfield, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Mater takes a little bit deeper drop. Had his target, hit him right in the number. And again, when you're down and you're thinking and you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself to make plays, sometimes the easy ones are the hardest ones to make.
Yeah, that was tough right there.
And that was the Carson to Carson connection that we've seen so steady for us at a lot of points this year. That would have been a big. He was at the sticks. It would have been right at the sticks. Could have been a first down, but. Again, let's hope for a good result. Maybe we can get a little bit of a flip in field position here. We're still in the first quarter, and as you know, Davis County Tire sponsors the first quarter. Think of them first for all of your tire needs. 3:37 left in the first quarter. Zittler takes the punt. A nice, high punt, fair catch by the Hawk player, number 8, Chris Miller.
Yeah, much better there. Yeah, they're going to have to drive 70 yards here now instead of a short
switch
field.
In field position. You know, it was going to be, they were going to get the ball at about the 50-yard line, so a good 20-yard swing just by the penalty after the 15-yard march-off.
Yeah, so that's a real positive for Davis County.
But, again, we need something to happen here on defense. Last week we saw production, 2 punt blocks off the special teams. We saw a pick for a touchdown, 6 points. We saw another pick to set up another score. When you're not getting it done on offense, you need to get other guys to step up and get some things done.
We need to force a punt so we can rush it, or let's get a turnover here.
Shotgun snap goes to Tornow.
That was a little better.
Looking for number 3, Zeb Danner. Comes incomplete. That one a couple steps behind the receiver there on the slant.
Yeah, I think the wind is having a little bit of effect on throwing the football, it looks like.
Yeah, I am feeling a little bit more wind maybe pick up here as we are approaching the end of the first quarter than we did early. So it is interesting to see if that had any effect on that. But again, they're not, you look at their completion percentage on the season is about 44%. So they're not a pass-happy team or a pass-successful team. But again, out of the shotgun, quarterback Tornow rolls to the left, an option, so a different look we haven't seen yet. Number 20 scampers to the sideline, is out at about the 43-yard line. So Caden Rainier, their favorite running back, and has some good stats at receiving as well. Takes it out for a first down out to they spot it at the 40-yard line for a first down. And Ryan, with all the scoring from them, all the stoppage of clock, from us not doing anything with the football offensively except for missed passes to this point, has led to a very long first quarter.
Yeah, this is their 5th possession already.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, still out of the shotgun, so not a power set happy team yet to this point. A quick screen out to the receiver, number 27, as he scampers to the sideline. finds some room and converts for another first down, brought down by Gavin McCall, linebacker. So Gavin, playing in the middle of the field, went out, had to run a long way in pursuit to catch.
Yeah, quick passing game by the Golden Hawks. Just an extension of the run game. It really is. Just get it out to your playmakers and let them make a guy miss, and he did, and got another first down.
Yeah, he did. So they're again working on some things that they want to probably get ironed out for later in the season, the passing game here. But still, they're sticking with it. So trips to the left, one to the right, single back out of the shotgun. Tornow takes the snap, drops straight back, rolls to his left. Number 7 slings it downfield. Just a little bit low to the tight end. He's still running up the side, out at about the 19-yard line is number 80.
Yeah, that was just a simple flood route. 3 receivers, had 1 short, 1 medium, 1 long. They threw it to the medium guy. He made a guy miss, got about 20 yards, but there is a flag back right at the line of scrimmage.
And really nice timing there, but we do see a flag back in the area of either holding, and I see the officials looking back that way.
The way they're signaling here, I think there's gonna be one on each team. There might be still some extracurricular stuff going on down there. Yep.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
So unsportsmanlike penalty against the Mustangs. So after a big play,
that's gonna be a real big play,
and
that really hurts.
Play. Yeah. So
Coach Anderson's not gonna be happy about that one.
So again, you mentioned some extracurricular activity in a spot where you didn't need any of that. You needed to just again focus on your assignment and what you need to do there. I don't know about you, Ryan, but I'm a little bit surprised by how comfortable they look throwing the ball. I mean, that was not an easy pass. Again, he's sprinting. He is a lefty. He was sprinting to his left, found a target. A good job by number 80 to go down and get the ball. It was a little bit low at his knees, but not only did he catch it and secure the catch, but he was able to turn and make a play. So good job by them. I'm impressed with their passing attack.
I am as well.
Tight end left, I backfield, single receiver to the right.
They've got 5 offensive linemen.
They did. They had a tackle left and a tight end left. So power set there out of the eye. Rainier down to about the 5-yard line. So a power set there, as you mentioned. They had guard, tackle, tight end to the left, single receiver right, I formation in the backfield, and that's power football at its finest there.
Yeah, I expect them. They're at the 6-yard line now. I expect them to do that, something very similar to that again here.
Yeah, so the ball's on the 6-yard line. We're still at 2 minutes left in the first quarter. We're down 28-0, and the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks are knocking at the door once again. Here's that same formation, Ryan. They have guard, tackle, tight end to the left, I formation in the backfield. Quarterback Tornow's under center.
Yeah, that tight end is number 63, though, so he's actually another lineman.
You're right.
Dive right up the
straight
middle.
up the middle to the fullback, number 34.
On the carry for the Golden Hawks, touchdown.
Touchdown, Mid Prairie, number 34, Cale Garbney, sophomore, 180. He's a little bowling ball. They have him listed at 5'9", 180. So just a good defensive player. I know we've called his name a couple times on defense there. Takes the ball right up the middle of the fullback position and puts another one into the end zone. So we're still in the first quarter here with 1:37 left, and we're down 34-0. This is what you would hope wouldn't happen if you're a Mustang fan.
No, on
not
paper,
a good start, but
this looked like it could happen, but we were hoping on the field on Friday night it would not. But unfortunately, about everything that could go wrong has gone wrong for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and we knew it would be a tough matchup. Let's just hope, again, that Coach can kind of regroup the team here and just really continue to focus on our plays and our players. So, again, we're still here in the first quarter, 35-0. Mid Prairie Hawks, this is the Davis County Tire first quarter. Think of them for all your first tire needs. We'll be right back.
John at Collision Corner knows that when you get in an accident and need some work done on your vehicle, you want the process to go smooth and easy. That's why Collision Corner is your best choice. John is a preferred body shop, which means he can work directly with your insurance company. He will handle the claim from start to finish. Collision Corner knows you need your car back as soon as possible, and they will also pick it up and deliver it to you for free. When you have an accident, call John and his team at Collision Corner in Bloomfield, and don't forget to like them on Facebook.
You're watching Mustang football on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back, where we're still in the first quarter here at Wellman. We're at 1:37 left in the first quarter. We're down 35 points. This is the Davis County Tire first quarter. And as Ryan, right before break, we pointed out that this is not the start that we wanted. We were completely on the other side of this start at the end of the first quarter. Last week we were up 27-0. Here you find yourself 35-0. What do you tell your players if you're a coach on the Mustang sideline?
Well, you're trying to see right now. Coach Anderson's trying to build a program, and he's going to see who he can trust and who he can believe in going forward, and just who he can build that program around.
Well, and if you're watching here, folks, we're fortunate that one again finds Mustang's hands, and we're able to have a drive there because that ball just kept rolling. So it was kind of a low squibber from quarterback Tornow, and it just kept going inside the 20-yard line. So a lot of field to work with here if you're a Mustang fan.
Yeah, that one needed to. They lost about 10 yards. They didn't need to on that one.
Yeah,
they just got to pick up the football.
Yep, and he just missed it. Kind of went off his arm, and I guess in that point you're just glad that you have an opportunity to play.
Yeah, that's a live football.
Down.
So if the Golden Hawks would have jumped on it, it would have been their ball.
First and 10.
So first and 10 Mustangs. We do see two backs in the backfield.
Yeah, I'd like to see them run the ball here a little bit. Just try to establish the run.
I would agree with that. Here's the give to Gavin up the middle. McCall up the middle. Carries three.
There we go.
2 or 3 Mid-Prairie Hawks with him and carried a lot of beef there with him. So good gain there on first down of about, we'll call it 6 yards.
Yeah, probably the best run of the day.
And like you, we would like to see a steady dose of that, especially Gavin coming off of a huge week
he had
last
250
week.
yards last week. You got to give him the ball and see what he can do.
Absolutely right. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Again, 2 backs in the backfield. Carson claps his hands to see if he can induce a jump. Does not. Looks to the sideline for the call from Coach Anderson. Shotgun snap. Mater is passing, 2-step drop. A good passing play. Sophomore to sophomore connection there, 84.
Yeah,
Dalton Reeves on the catch.
Yep, just a stop route about 7 yards downfield, turn around, catch it, and Carson put it right on him. Good catch, good play. First down Mustangs.
Yeah, and we need to do more of that. Exactly right. We need to keep the chains moving. And again, just focus on us, focus on our offense. Get some confidence going like we had last week, and let's keep this chain rolling. First and 10 out of the shotgun. Again, 2-back set here. Kind of going back again what we saw a lot of last week, that new wrinkle that we hadn't shown until that point. Now McCall goes behind the quarterback. Glosser goes in motion. The give is to Smith up the middle for no gain.
Clayton Smith
kind of the same play, just the other direction from the first down play last 2 plays ago.
Yeah, and Smith doesn't quite have the meat on him that Gavin McCall does. Gavin, number 4, sophomore, has a really good stature. He's kind of shorter, squattier, just a little bit of a bowling ball himself.
Yes.
But also, as I hope that we can see later, some good vision ahead of him. So that is the end of the first quarter here from Wellman. We're going to step away for a few minutes here, and we'll be back at Wellman to pick up the second quarter.
Keith's Foods in Bloomfield has been serving the Bloomfield area since 1969 with quality cut steaks, ripe seasonal produce, scrumptious bakery cakes and sweets, fresh dairy products, and of course tasty smoked meats. We also have available hunting licenses, stamps, money orders, and gift cards too. Open till 9 p.m. every day. We pride ourselves in providing small town service in a big way while keeping up with trends and latest items across the country. Yes, Keith's Foods is your hometown grocery store and so much more. Keith's Foods, where we always take your groceries out to your car. Proud supporter of the Davis County Mustangs.
Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs!
Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs!
Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs!
The Davis County Mustangs would like to thank the community for their continued support.
You're watching Mustang football on the Tumblr Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back to the second quarter, where we pick up with a fast start. Passes out to the far side of the field to sophomore Dalton Reeves, number 84. Ryan, we finally made it to the second quarter.
Right? Yeah, that was definitely
that was a long first quarter.
But again, a positive play. A lot easier to call plays on 3rd and 5 than 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 12, like it's been most of the game so far.
You can kind of stick to the script a little bit when you're moving the chains in a positive direction. You know, you kind of have a play script in mind. At this point, obviously, you didn't expect to be down 35-0, but on drives, you kind of have a more manageable situation with 3rd and 5. So again, we see the 2-back set. We see 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Mater in the shotgun. Takes his 2-step drop, takes another step, out to Zittler, his favorite target. Sails a little bit high, but good defense there by the corner. I believe it was a number. Well, I thought it was number 30, but I must be.
I think it's number
30
3.
was in number 3.
Number 3 was in coverage.
Number 3, that's Zeb Danner. So we are going to be punting. So this is the second quarter. I want to make sure that I get our sponsor, the Dixon's Mattress second quarter sponsor. Don't think twice about calling them for a great mattress. Get a good night's sleep at a great price. Call Darren at Dixon's Mattress today. So we are here in the second quarter. 11:20 still left in the second quarter, where the Mustangs find themselves in a deep hole on their side of the field, 4th and 5, punting here. So Zittler takes the punt. Good snap, good punt, good high punt, non-returnable.
Oh, bad
but it
bounce.
takes a bad bounce and is down at about the 50-yard line.
Mid Prairie is going to have the ball at midfield, 1st and 10, Golden Hawks.
So Mid Prairie will have the ball at the 50-yard line. And again, Ryan, I think, think back to my coaching days. We talked about it early before the game even started. What we heard from the Mid Prairie sideline and losing a senior. I think there's some opportunity here for guys too, just to say, remember, this is about fun.
Oh yeah.
Go out, we're down big, but really this game's still about having fun and doing your job every single play, every down, and having a lot of pride while you do it.
Yep, work on getting better. That's kind of the big goal. Kind of rough estimates here after the first quarter. I have Mid Prairie with roughly 160 yards of total offense, and unfortunately Davis County only has about 25.
Yeah, so here's a big gain on first down, and he's still running. Number 3, Zeb Daner, senior, 5'7", 145.
Caden Hill.
I believe he took that out of motion. Kind of did a jet sweep.
Jet sweep.
A typical pro set there. The fullback looked like he was maybe offset, but just a jet sweep give to him, and he just refused to go down. So
a couple
again,
missed tackles.
Nothing fancy, just some good down-the-field blocking in the secondary, missed tackles, good hard running.
24
big
yards.
gain on first down to 24 yards. So we find ourselves down on about the 26-yard line.
Again, on the Golden Hawk side of the field.
So number 7, Brad Tornell's under center, senior, 5'8", 170. Straight dive to the tailback, different tailback this time, I believe. Vinny Bolin Jr., 6'1", 160. Tackled by linebacker Gavin McCall. So on just a straight tailback dive for a short gain. Brings up 2nd and 7.
That's a gain of 3 on the play. 2nd and 7, Golden Hawks at the Mustang 23.
So we're kind of getting into this a little bit of the script that we expected to see
I expect them
early
to
in the
run
game,
the football.
And I would expect the same. Again, I think we're fortunate that they don't have running clocks because the clock would be running. So we get to play more football here in the first half at least. Again, pro set, looks like a trap play to the fullback. Good tackle there by number 23, Gerald Roop. So good tackle by him. It looked like a trap play or maybe just a quick hitting fullback dive. I don't know if I saw a trap back or not, but
I think it was just a dive.
Straight dive.
Yeah, he kind of bounced it outside. Good play by number 23.
That was a good tackle. So 3rd and medium.
3rd and 4.
For the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks. Wind's picking up again.
Yeah,
here.
It's getting windy again.
It is. Sweep to the left. Lots of blockers out there in front of number 9.
Yep.
Vinny Bolin had a...
That number 9's running hard. He's getting...
he did.
Obviously number 20 is their guy. So number 9 is taking advantage of his opportunity here.
And I wanted to see if I had Vinny Bolin. He's got 25 attempts coming into the game for 126 yards. So a guy who's carried the ball a little bit on the season, running hard here. But he had a lot of guys out in front of him blocking there, again, out of power football. Here we go down to about the 10-yard line. So they're looking to score again here. 2 receivers to the right, I backfield. Give to Bolin again. Number 9 fighting for yardage down inside the 5-yard line. So Bolin again running hard and not where you want to be if you're a Mustang. They're on their heels again, trying to keep, if they can just find a way to bend and not break here.
You're doing anything you can to try to get the ball out here. We need a turnover.
At the Mustang 4.
So the ball's on the 4-yard line. 2nd down and goal for the Golden Hawks. A typical pro set, tight end right, 1 receiver. Give to the tailback Bolin, and he goes untouched into the end zone.
Just power. That fullback, number 34.
Nothing fancy.
Nope.
Just
took out the linebacker, ISO.
Straight ISO, straight power to the tailback, and they find the end zone once again. So we're down 41-0.
The extra point for the Golden Hawks, number 38.
Here, just scratching into the second quarter. Again, second quarter brought to you by Dixon's Mattress.
That was a little bit better.
About calling them.
That was the longest series for them. 6 plays, all runs. More what we expected from this Golden Hawk team.
The extra point is up. And good. This is the Dixon's Mattress second quarter. We're going to take a quick break here after another score by the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks. They're up 42-0. This is the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Kicking for the Golden Hawks,
and we're back here in Wellman, where the score is 42-0. Hawks over the Mustangs. So they find themselves on the flip side of where they were at this time last week when they were up big on Albia. Again, Ryan, just got to continue to focus on positive plays, taking care of the ball, timing, and see if you can find a way to get something positive here before first half. Here goes the kick. Yeah. The runner, or excuse me, the receiver is down.
Yeah, knee was down when he caught it.
Glosser.
That's a little bit too bad. I think he had a little bit of room there if he would have got that opportunity.
First and 10.
Glosser, who as a freshman actually saw quite a bit of time out at the kind of slot receiver position, so he knows what to do with the ball, but that time his knee was on the ground at about the 18-yard line where they're going to mark it, so he wasn't able to do anything with it when your knee was down on the ground. So, again, a lot of field here to work with if you're a Davis County Mustang.
Yeah, this has been a perfect script if you're a Golden Hawk fan, and absolutely disastrous script if you're the Mustangs.
Trips to the left, one to the right. McCall goes in motion out of the backfield, so an empty set now. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Out to McCall in the flat, who finds a little bit of wiggle room up to about the 25-yard line. So a good gain on first down out of the empty set for the Mustangs. Again, just little things just to kind of get the ball moving.
You want positive plays. You know, as a play caller, Coach Anderson, you know, he wants, you know, positive plays.
Mustangs from their own 25.
2nd and 3 from the 25-yard line. Again, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. McCall in the backfield. And I haven't really looked that much, Ryan, at what Mid Prairie's doing defensively, but it looks like to me just a standard 4-3. Linebacker walked out, safety walked down.
Yeah,
on the empty set, the safeties and linebackers kind of got to go out and cover people, but here's a big sack.
Yeah, they bring number 80 down off the linebacker spot into more of an end spot to make it more almost look like a 5-2, and he's wrecking havoc tonight. Another sack for the Golden Hawks.
Yeah, was that number 30 on the sack, or was that number 80?
That was number
30.
Yep.
Daytona Bradley, senior, out of the linebacker position. So again, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. 1 back in the backfield is McCall.
Yeah,
the receivers to the left are Glosser and Zittler.
First play back, unfortunately.
Yes, it does. And
so we're 3rd and 9
3rd and long now. Mater takes his 2-step drop, takes a lot of pressure, and he's on the ground again. So nothing going forward.
That was 4 verts
here right now for the Mustangs.
They were trying to go for the home run there. And another sack.
And again, I think
all the way back at the 10-yard line. We're going to be punting out of your own end zone. They're going to probably, I don't know, you're up 42-0. You probably don't rush, but if it was a closer ball game, this would be a dangerous spot.
It is, and they had a roughing the passer penalty earlier, so I imagine they're going to lay off here and kind of let their defense get some time on the field. But at this point, you got to be preaching to your offensive line, hey, guys, we're going to get somebody hurt. We have to get some hands and blocks on people. Which has kind of been an issue for us. High snap out of the end zone, end-over-end kick. Lucky that didn't
bounce.
hit it.
Oh, they pick it up.
They pick it up, and
that was a good play by him. Just by picking it up, he got about 5 yards. But just by picking that up, he probably gained 20 yards for his team because that was going end-over-end. It was going to probably roll 10, 20 more yards. Good play. I believe it was number 9, the guy that just scored the touchdown for him, Vinny Bolin.
Yeah, he got ahead of steam there and just absolutely trucked one of the Mustang players over there. So not only, was he looking to take the ball and get some positive yards, but he was looking to run people over in the meantime. So great field position here for the Mid Prairie Hawks, where just about anything that could go right has for them, and vice versa for the Mustangs. As the wind continues to pick up here in Wellman, let's hope that the Mustangs can find a way to get the ball back and get another possession. Here's a fake. Yep, fake dive to the tailback.
Flood, going for it all. Got him. Oh, he dropped it.
And thank goodness he did, because Torno was rolling out. He's a lefty, so he's rolling out to his right, so it would have been a difficult pass. But he had a receiver, his number 1 target that we've seen tonight so far.
Yep, Chris Miller.
Number 8, Chris Miller, in the back of the end zone by the pylon. Fortunately, comes to rest in the back of the end zone. So
At halftime, we're going to have the Mid Prairie High School.
they're looking to get 50 up before halftime here. So if you're Mustang, you're just wanting to get to halftime as soon as you can. But they're looking to score again.
Yeah, they're looking forward. They still have playoff aspirations, and I think they win with the win tonight for them and a win next week. I think, playoffs are probably on their horizon.
Yeah, so back to the pro set here, tight end right. Rolling out to his right is Tornow. And the option goes up the middle, decides to not pitch it, keeps it up the middle for a positive gain of about 6 yards, we'll call it. So we've seen a lot of different wrinkles from them. They have an option play, they have the power play, they have the ability to roll out and throw the ball. So
a little quick screen game. They've got it all, and I think that's some of what, they're bringing it all out. They want, next week they play Albia, I believe. So they want Albia to have to look at everything. Next week at Albia. They want Albia to have to practice for everything. Second back through.
Number 9 yet again, sniffing the end zone.
Play.
Right down to the goal line. Be close.
Yep.
And that was number 9, Vinny Bolin. So again, steady stream of Vinny Bolin, who's saying, hey, don't forget about me. I'm
he's
capable of scoring too, and he's doing his job right now. And
that was a jet sweep fake. That gets the linebacker's eyes going with him, and then they gave it to the tailback kind of right off tackle, and there was no one there. Everybody kind of went outside with the jet sweep.
What's impressive is when you look across the state of Iowa and you see teams like this, and then you look on their schedule and you see they have 3 losses. If you're just a common fan looking at their record 4-3, this is not your typical 4-3 football team.
No, this is a very good 2A football team. 2 of their losses are to 3A schools. Another touchdown for the Golden Hawks.
Touchdown number 5.
Yeah, we're having to look deep kind of into the roster. They're going to get everybody happy here tonight.
I believe that was number 5. I thought they said Will Kavanaugh on that. I thought.
We're on to attempt the extra point for the Golden Hawks.
But regardless, they find the end zone, and it looked like maybe he was out of the fullback stance there. But we're down 48-0 with 5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Mid Prairie lines up for the extra point. The extra point is up.
The extra point is good.
And is good. With 5:05 yet still here to play, it is 49-0 Mid Prairie.
And, coming from a Tummo where we have a few more guys and stuff like that, looking at both these sidelines, there's not a lot of extra guys on the sideline, so it's going to be hard for both teams to put in some guys that need some valuable experience without leaving a few of those starters in. So it'll be interesting going forward into this game what happens with everybody here.
Yeah, and we just hope that there's no injuries, because on that last series we saw Mater really take a couple big hits.
That's you don't want that at all.
Hill, the backup, has kind of established himself as a leader on the offensive line, so he'd have to come in off the offensive line. We definitely don't want that. So we're going to stay here. This is the second quarter here. It was sponsored by Dixon's Mattress. We're still at 5 minutes left in the second quarter, and Davis County finds themselves down 49-0. So, again, we knew this would be a tough matchup. We saw the statistics, but Ryan, when you look at the statistics overall, again, looking at the opponents that they've been against, the stats really weren't that different. They had something like 2,042 total offensive yards. We had 2,024 total offensive yards, but here, not much balance. The Mid Prairie Hawks are doing any and everything they can with the ball. As the ball's kicked off by
the only surprising tonight is, they have 1,300 yards rushing on the year and only 700 yards passing, but they've been able to do whatever they want tonight. They've both ran it and passed it very well.
And that's what's interesting is you look around the state and you look at the variance and difference in programs. There's some good football out there, and this is a team that probably stacks their schedule early. Knowing that they had the couple tough games in the district play. Williamsburg was a tough district play that they lost. I would actually love to have seen that game because, again, Williamsburg's a good football team, but from what I'm seeing out of Mid Prairie here tonight, they're very balanced, and I'm impressed with their passing attack. So we had offsides, so we're going to kick again. Still at 5:05 here in the first quarter as the wind continues to kind of pick up here from our back, as we call it. Number 7, Tornow, the kicker, who's also the quarterback on offense, kind of a low squibber, goes back to Glosser, who recovers it at about the 25-yard line, takes it out to About 30, maybe the 35-yard line.
Yep.
Going to call it down at the 32. So we're just under 5 minutes. And Ryan, we've got to find a way to get on our side of the field. We've spent all night down, whether it be the first quarter or second quarter, down on their end of the field. We've got to find a way to get over the 50.
Yeah, you've got to get to your bread and butter plays here, get it to your bread and butter players, and you just have to find a way. Find a way. Someone needs to make a big play here.
And for one thing, we got to make sure that we give Carson time to throw the ball. Here he hands off to Smith, immediately sniffed out by a multitude of Mid-Prairie players. Several we've called their names tonight. Number 30 and 34 for them, both in on the play. Clayton Smith for no gain brings up 2nd and 10. So again, we have an inexperienced offensive line. We had to pull in Caden Hill to play offensive line just to kind of give some leadership to that line. Right now they're struggling against the 5-man defensive line front. So they're playing power football on the defensive side too, playing more of a 50 look. Probably a 5-2 with a linebacker walked out since we're 2-by-2 here. But again, power football at its finest.
Yeah, it's.
There's a give off to Smith to the right.
Yeah, there was a hole there. At number 30 again, that linebacker has filled it, and there was nothing there.
And Clayton Smith down on the ground.
Yeah, a little slow to get up.
It's not anything serious, but he looks like he's in quite a bit of pain as he's down on the ground. Let's take a quick break since we didn't squeeze one in there after that last score. This is still the second quarter, so the second quarter is sponsored by the Dixon's Mattress. See them for all your mattress needs. This is the Ottumwa Sports Radio Network.
Live larger. Go further. Do more. Pursue your passion with Polaris, the world leader in off-road. Live wide open in a high-performance RZR. Chase adventure on a legendary Sportsman. Or get more done with a hard-working Ranger. Enjoy savings up to $3,500 during the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance.
Slayton Polaris, 8 miles south and west of Pulaski.
You're watching Mustang football on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back to Wellman, where we took a injury timeout. We are still in the second quarter here, right at 4 minutes left. This is the Dixon Mattress second quarter call. And fortunate, the player,
on their own 35.
Smith, number 27, was able to get off of the field on his own accord, it looked like to me. So hopefully we see him again here in the game.
It's going to be a false start on the Mustangs. Just looking on my phone here at the app here, just kind of an interesting score here out of District 6 here in Class 2A. Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont 14, Central Lee 12 with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. So that's kind of an interesting score, very close. With the Mustangs having Central Lee up next.
And scoreboard updates are brought to you by Keith's Foods. Score big savings at Keith's Foods. Stop in and say hi to Brian and his staff today. So thanks for that score update, Ryan. But we are down here 49-0 and stubbed our toe there again on offense. So we're behind the chains, and yet again a false start. So 2 in a row. Again, the little things that you talk about and preach about as a coach at this point, you can't do anything but focus on you. And right now, we're stubbing our own toe.
Those last two plays have nothing to do with the Golden Hawks. All about the Mustangs.
And just mental focus. And so, again, you're third and very long here, 3rd and 18, nearly 20. 18 seems kind, but we'll see if we can dig this hole on offense. The give us to the middle.
Give up the middle.
I think that was McCall for no gain there on 3rd down. So not a whole lot going right for the Mustangs in any facet. So 4th and forever, we're forced to punt. It was actually Dox Tater. So we correct that. That was Dox Tater on the carry, not McCall out of the back there for no gain. So 4th and 18, and halftime can't come soon enough, Ryan.
I know this will break your heart, Brad, being a West Burlington alum here, but they are down 44-0 to Mount Vernon.
So they are also taking it on the chin. Good snap to Zittler, high end-over-end punt. Out of bounds, though. We'll see where they spot it. So not again a punt that went past the 50-yard line. They spotted it about the call it the 34-yard line. 33. First and 10. So again, we're on their side of the field yet again. So again, halftime can't come soon enough if you're a Mustang fan.
Yeah, you have a little pride here, Mustangs, and let's hold them out of the end zone for this drive for 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Exactly right.
Let's get out of here.
Get a turnover.
49. Let's get them. Don't let them score anymore before halftime.
We saw, again, contributions from a lot of guys last week at positions on offense, defense, special teams. We have to see some other guys step up here and make some plays. Under center, the give is to number 30.
Yep. Yeah, he's their best
tailback spot, Justice Jones.
Yep, he's their best defensive player. I believe he's a sophomore, if I look right.
Yep. Justice Jones, sophomore.
They're getting everybody carries. Just exactly what you expect to do when you're up 49 to nothing. Everybody's gonna get a few carries.
So ticking down to 2 minutes here in the first half. A pro set here for the Hawks. I backfield.
Toss
to the right to number 30, so he stays in the game there.
He's going to cut back.
Sophomore. Cuts back to the middle and is brought down. Looks like he was brought down by number 23, Gerald Roop, but not until first down Golden Hawks. So first and 10 from the 16-yard line, ticking under 2 minutes here from Wellman. So pride, Ryan. I mean, that's just what it comes down to at this point. You just play your position, you stay together as a team, and do everything you can to keep them out of the end zone as the clock ticks down to about 1:40. Two receivers to the right, straight give to the fullback, number 34, as he bowls his way down inside the 5-yard line, down to about the 2-yard line, but a good hard run by number 34. Number 34 fullback on the carry there was Cale Garvey, brought down by number 84 sophomore Dalton Reeves.
And that was another sophomore with the carry. They're giving it to their young guys here, as they should.
They're first and goal from the 2-yard line.
New quarterback as well, number 9, Vinny Bolin. We've heard him. He's kind of played, I think he's played a little receiver tonight, tailback, and now quarterback. And another touchdown, Golden Hawks.
So we are down 55 to nothing with 1:17 left here still in the first half. The second quarter is brought to you by Dixon's Mattress. Don't think twice about calling them for a great mattress. Get a good night's sleep at a great price. Call Doreen and Dixon's Mattress today. We're going to see the extra point here. And
here's the score for you, Ottumwa fans. Des Moines East 13, Ottumwa 7 in the first quarter.
The extra point is up and good. Again, all of your scoreboard updates are brought to you by Keith's Foods. We're going to step away here from Wellman with 1:17 left. The Mustangs are down 56 to nothing. This is the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Hi, this is Chris Ledke, owner of Pulaski Lumber. I would like to personally invite you to see our updated inventory. We have a nice selection of tools, plumbing, flooring, tile, accessories, and as always, we can order in anything you might need. Josh is also available to offer you professional 3D drawings to design your new home, deck, or addition. We don't charge huge architect fees, but are confident you will be happy with our work. We look forward to meeting you at Pulaski Lumber, your start-to-finish lumberyard.
You're watching Mustang football on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back to Wellman, the site of tonight's matchup between the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks and your Davis County Mustangs. So far to this point, hasn't been a whole lot to celebrate if you're a Mustang fan. We're down 56 to nothing still here in the first half. Here's a high end-over-end kick, comes to rest. Zittler takes it. We like the ball when it's in his hands. He's got some speed. He breaks it to the right, out to the far sideline, and is out.
Best play by far for the Mustangs.
Just shy of midfield. Looks like they're going to mark him out about the 48-yard line. But again,
I was going to say on this, with a minute left, you're down 55-0. 56-0 now at the extra point. You might come in and take a knee, get to the halftime, go talk, make some adjustments, and get out of here. But with that return, you may try something here.
And we have the ability to make big plays downfield. Carson Zittler, Carson Mader, the Carson-to-Carson connection. We've seen other players down the field at times as well. Any one of these receivers is capable of being able to stretch the defense. Haven't seen it yet here, but we see some different guys on defense. Maybe we can take advantage of that youth. So here's a give to number 13, right up the middle. For a short gain, that was Brett Doxtater.
On the carry
with the give to the right for a short gain of, we'll give him a yard.
No gain on the play.
They say no, I say we'll take it for a yard.
Mustangs on their own 48.
2nd and 9 here from about midfield. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Mater, as usual, out of the shotgun. I believe he has McCall to his right. So it will be interesting to see if we do try to do something with the ball with just about 30 seconds left here in the half.
There we go. Carson with the keep. Good.
That looked like that was probably just a straight call.
Yeah, I think that was a quarterback draw.
Zone read. I'm not sure if he was actually reading something or if that was a straight get, but regardless, a nice conversion.
Yep.
We have all 3 timeouts left. I don't expect that we'll use them, but we are ticking down under 30 seconds. We're moving the chains inside the 40. So we'll see what kind of urgency Ken Anderson has. Here's a give to McCall, who bounces it outside to the left, trying to wiggle his way away from number 30,
and there is a
or number 80, who's a pretty sure defensive end and was able to bring him down. But there is a penalty on the field.
For the Mustangs, tackled by number 80, Jack Baker, but we have a penalty flag on the field. It's going to be holding against the Mustangs.
Now, I don't know if that was a holding call, but if it was a holding call, the official made the wrong signal. Looked like he made block in the back, which is interesting on a run play, but regardless, again, you kind of this unfortunately was kind of our identity early in the year where we'd get some positive things going and then kind of stub our toe and go backwards. But fortunately,
I expect them not to
coming.
snap the ball here and just go to halftime.
2 to the right, 2 to the left, and the receiver sets.
Same play again. Keep by Carson, and ran out of bounds.
With 1.6 seconds
We're going to get one
left.
more play here.
Do get one more play if they want it. I'm not sure if we will run another play or not, if we'll just take a knee. But we are inside the 40-yard line, about the 37-yard line.
Almost to the end zone, if not close. He has thrown into a little bit of a wind here.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a crosswind. But again, we have the ability to stretch the defense. So 2 by 2, fake to McCall, quarterback keep to the right.
Don't take a hit here.
Might have been a hold.
Yep.
And the clock reads 0-0.
He went out of bounds. It's going to be holding on Davis County.
If they
will decline it, half will end.
That'll be half. Because if they didn't decline it, you can't end on the penalty, but they do, and we get into halftime. The score at halftime here is 56-0. So we'll step away for a break. We'll talk about some second half adjustments that the Mustangs are going to have to make. Talk about what coaches are going to have to say at halftime to keep players motivated. But it is senior night here in Wellman, and this is the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
The busy farming season is here, and Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield is the best place to go for all your seed and fertilizer needs. They're focused on one thing and one thing only, providing their customers with the best products and services to grow the best crops possible. Farmers call them today for liquid and dry fertilizers, starters, small seed, and corn and soybean seed. They also offer crop protection chemicals and custom applications. See why other area farmers are turning to Bob Lawson and the staff at Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield, where results in your field are always their first concern.
Hi, this is Kendall with Citizens Mutual. It's a busy time of the year, so we want you to save as much time as possible. Whether you need internet, TV, or phone service, we can handle all of them for you. We also have a great selection of TVs ranging from 32 to 65 inch, as well as appliances. Stop in today, and remember, Citizens Mutual is owned and operated by its customers. So when you walk in the door, we don't just treat you like a customer, we treat you like you're the boss, because you are. We're looking forward to seeing you at Citizens Mutual, just off the square in Bloomfield.
Whatever your vehicle needs, Rob and the staff at Davis County Tire and Davis County Truck and Alignment in Bloomfield can handle it. Need tires? They sell almost any brand and have the most competitive prices. Davis County Tire also has RV, wheelbarrow, ATV, and farm tires. If it's round, black, and rolls, they've got you covered. Stop and see Rob and Jody and the team today at Davis County Tire, behind Shopco in Bloomfield.
Are you installing a new septic system? The man to call is Jody at Geotech Sand and Stone. They have state-certified septic sand, as well as top-quality black dirt, fill sand, and washed gravel for landscaping. They also have large rocks to add to your landscaping. Geotech Sand and Stone has very competitive prices. Stop out and get a load, or have one of their contractors haul it for you. Call Jody today for more information at 799-1235. That's 799-1235. Geotech Sand and Stone, 3 miles west of Eldon on River Road.
It's more than an education. It's more than a degree. William Penn University is alive with opportunity. Opportunity in a diverse student body. Opportunity in a staff that works with your budget. Opportunity in over 30 programs of study. Opportunity in a classroom where your voice is heard. Find your future and the opportunities waiting for you. Start your planning today at wmpenn.edu and see why William Penn University is alive with opportunity.
This is Sherry Lawson. Hey, all you Davis County Mustang fans, the agents at Northside Insurance are just like you. We support the Mustangs too. We are proud to live in Bloomfield, where we help families like yours with auto, home, business, farm, life, and retirement. Get the professional coaching you need to win at life. Give us a call at Northside Insurance in Bloomfield and Centerville today at 664-2362. Go Mustangs! Nationwide is on your side. Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs!
Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs!
Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs!
The Davis County Mustangs would like to thank the community for their continued support.
Attention Southern Iowa, do you need a better night's sleep? Maybe it's time to get a new mattress. Dixon's Mattress Outlet in Bloomfield has the most competitive prices on new mattresses in all different sizes. Darren sells camper mattresses, commercial bedding, rollaways, special order sizes, bed frames, and mattress protectors. Call Darren today and he'll meet you at the warehouse. Dixon's Mattress Outlet, 641-664-3060. That's 664-3060.
You're watching Mustang football on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
That will be a blowout as well.
Welcome back to Wellman, where we are at halftime. Halftime here is brought to you by the Paynos Dance Studio. The Paynos Dance Studio halftime show. Call Tiffany to get your senior pictures and family pictures taken today. Check them out on the Paynos Dance Studio page. So, Ryan, we have some updates you were going to give us there on some scores.
Yep.
From the district and from around the area.
Yep. Eddyville, Blacksburg, Fremont 21, Central Lee 12 at halftime. From right here in Washington County, Washington 37 and Fairfield 0. And then another one, Des Moines East 20, Ottumwa 7. Solon is ahead of Keokuk 28-0. Grinnell, a team that beat this Mid Prairie team, is ahead 12-7 over South Tama. And that's really, and again, unfortunately, your Falcons are down 51-0 to Mount Vernon.
Yeah, that is not good. But it's similar,
much like this game.
Yeah, unfortunately, much like this. So we're down 56-0 here. We're at still 9:28 left in the halftime break as the marching band from Mid Prairie takes the field. And Ryan, were you like me? Were you a marching band guy? Did you play in the band in high school?
I quit after my freshman year. It was just not my thing. My father was in the band at Iowa State when he went to school there. My brother was a big band guy. So I appreciate the band, but I was not the musical person in our household.
So I was one of the guys that would go out at halftime. I don't think I did maybe my senior year, but I was one of the guys that would go out in my uniform, take my pads off, switch it to my band uniform, go out and grab the trombone and play at halftime and march
I've
around.
Seen that,
and,
especially for those freshman kids that might not be playing a lot on the football field, they get out there. I know I teach in Ottumwa and stuff, and right by the football stadium, and I hear that band practicing every morning when I get to work.
Yep, and as do our Mustangs up on the hill. We practice every morning, and they're having a successful band season, I know, and their band program in Davis County is growing. So back here to the halftime, 56-0, and I got to imagine that as a coach, you know this well. I've been on this end of scores at halftime. I know it all too well. As a player, especially when I was younger. I know it as a coach when we, in Ottumwa, you and I, when we go up to some of those tougher components up around the Des Moines metro area, the Waukees, the Ankenees, the Urbandales, and even sometimes enter the Des Moines schools, we'd find ourselves with lopsided scores like this. And I know what my message was to our kids, and we talked about it pregame, that there's still messages and still lessons to be learned in games like this. Yeah. There's no reason ever to not do your assignment to the best of your ability, to have a lot of pride, to play hard, and at the end of the day, it's a game. Have some fun.
Yeah, just control what you can control. The score's a little bit out of hand here, but I think Coach Anderson will be looking for no penalties. We had way too many penalties in that first half. No turnovers. We did have a turnover to start. That started the snowball to happen, is that fumble, and then they scored right away. So those are things you can control. And then, just the little things, the blocking, the tackling, and the throwing and the catching. Just little things to work on. Try to get better. Next week's a very winnable football game against Central Lee, and you're starting to work to build that foundation for next week and then going into next year.
Yeah, and as you mentioned on the Keith's Food scoreboard update, Central Lee is finding themselves in a battle, kind of a surprising battle against Eddyville-Blakesburg. Although I do know that I believe Eddyville had some injuries after last week's matchup against Mid Prairie. Something we hope to avoid tonight are the injuries with only one game left. And a game that we circled early in the season, Ellis and I did, and I know the coaches did, at home against Central Lee next week. That'll be our senior night. It'll be our last home game and the last game of the season, a winnable game. So we want to finish this game and do it the right way. Focus on, as you pointed out, just doing our responsibility, not, turning the ball over, not causing penalties after a positive play, just the little things, the timing on pass. When we get an opportunity to make plays, let's make them, and let's do things the right way.
Yeah, unfortunately, Eddyville-Blakesburg's ran into a little bit here. I know they had a guy get hurt at Albia, too. And he spent some time in the hospital and stuff, and so we're hoping for all those players to get back. Football's a tough game, but you don't wish that on anybody.
Let's go ahead and take at least one more break here. We'll hear from our sponsors, hear from Wellman. This is the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
This is Milo Wells, your pharmacist at Wells Hometown Drug in Bloomfield. When you need prescriptions, stop in and see me. If you aren't a current customer, we will help you fill out a new patient form, which takes less than 5 minutes. We have a lot of over-the-counter items and have vaccines. We are here 6 days a week and offer free delivery in Bloomfield and surrounding areas. I pride myself on professionalism and small-town customer service, and our pharmacy reflects those values. Stop in and see us at Wells Hometown Drug next to CarQuest in Bloomfield.
David and Debbie Truitt, owners of Truitt Abstract Company in Ottumwa and Davis County Abstract and Title in Bloomfield, are proud to sponsor local sports in their communities. Truitt Abstract Company and Davis County Abstract and Title work closely with realtors, attorneys, banks, mortgage, finance companies, builders and developers, credit unions, and government agencies to ensure a prompt and accurate abstract or certificate of title.
Abstractors are available Monday through Friday from 8 to 4:30 at Truitt Abstract Company in Ottumwa and 7 to 3:30 at Davis County Abstract and Title in Bloomfield.
Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs!
Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs!
Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs!
The Davis County Mustangs would like to thank the community for their continued support.
Nothing says summer like hitting the open road. Get your vehicle summer driving ready. Cruising to work with the windows open and the convertible top down, going to the local fairs, or taking your much-needed holiday on the open road. Ray's Rapid Lube and Car Wash can get your car summer driving ready. Oil changes to the touchless car wash. Quick car wash to the super car wash. Ray fits in your budget so you can put more in your tank. Ray's Rapid Lube, 301 North Madison in Ottumwa.
Whether you are a player, cheerleader, or coach, your friends at Petrita Orthodontics are cheering for you. We are proud of the students in our area and are happy to support them in their school activities. We want to see you smile on and off the field. If you or your child are in need of orthodontic care, call us for a free no-obligation appointment. We have many different options available to help your child's bite and smile. Call us today at Petrita Orthodontics in Ottumwa and Oskaloosa. We look forward to making you smile.
Hi, I'm Karsten. And I'm Callie. And we are the Neebs Girls. We would like to personally invite you to our parents' new store on the south side of the square in Bloomfield. Stop in and have them make you a custom shirt, hat, banner, sign, or even your school mascot. They stay open late on Thursdays until 7. We hope to see you soon. Neebs Graphics, making you stand out.
Neebs Graphics on the south side of the Bloomfield Square.
At Dixon's Floors & More, we don't mind being different, as long as the difference is better. With hundreds of brands to choose from, including the largest manufacturers in the industry, we transform the volume of products we carry into lower prices for you. Don't start your project without starting at Dixon's Floors & More.
Mention you saw this video and receive 5% off your entire purchase at Dixon's Floors & More in Ottumwa.
You're watching Mustang Football on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back to Wellman. This is the Paynos Dance Studio halftime show. I'm Brad McCloskey, joined by my friend and former coach colleague Ryan Morgan. The producer is Corey. And we're still at halftime here. The marching band of Mid Prairie is just marching off the field. We're ticking down to about 1:20 left before we get back to action here, Ryan. And as we were looking, obviously the scoreboard tells a big story. The offensive stats support that.
Yeah, just real rough stats here. I have Mid Prairie with 269 total yards, which really, for the 56 points, that's not very many yards. But we talked so many times tonight about being on their side of the field the entire game, so they didn't have to put any long drives. If I remember right, I think they had one drive where they had to cross midfield. All the others have been right at midfield, so they don't have so many yards. Then unfortunately, on the Davis County side, I have us only at 32 total yards, and so that's just a couple first downs. That just makes it real hard, no time of possession, and just makes it really, really hard to be successful on both offense and defense.
It does, and as you pointed out first half, Ryan, we've got to find a way to run the football. We're going to have a running clock, so run, pass, doesn't matter at this point. The clock's going to be running, so it's going to be a fast second half, but we got to focus on, again, doing the little things right. Timing routes. You know, not having false starts on offense. We've got to take care of the football and just focus on our plays. And again, this game's about fun. It's not fun to be down this many points, but again, this is a game, and there's still lessons to be learned if you're a Mustang. There's and do things the right way, not do anything silly, not get anybody hurt, and represent your community with a lot of pride. So the clock ticks down to zeros,
and they will restart it in 3 minutes for everybody to warm up. Davis County isn't back on the field yet. They're right up here, right behind us, walking down the stairs. One more score for you from the baseball game for you baseball fans. It is 4-1 Yankees in the 7th inning. Last check.
All right, so
I must have got to Verlander.
Ryan, what do you, if you're the coach, what do you tell your team here? What's some final thoughts before we get back to action here at Wellman?
Just repeating myself again. You know, the little things, control what you can control. You know, like you just said, clock's going to run. So, you know, if Coach Anderson thinks next week they can win the game by throwing the football, then he needs to throw the football, because it, like you said, it doesn't matter if it's an incomplete pass now. The clock's going to run. So whatever he feels, it gives his team the best chance to be successful for the rest of this game and into next week. That's what Coach Anderson needs to do.
Well, and as you know, there, at least in my experience and in probably yours as well, that you have to find a way to run the football really to try to open anything up. And we kind of established ourselves early in the season identity-wise as a passing team. Weren't giving Mater a lot of time in the pocket, so we've had to adjust. And last week had a great running performance. Some guys stepped up that Coach Anderson wanted to light a fire under and motivate a little bit by making some shakeups there in the offensive line. That worked. So again, here you got to tell those guys, gentlemen, we have to sustain some blocks. Got to find a way to at least get some positive momentum on the offensive side of the ball, sustain some of these drives, and at least keep the ball out of their hands, because we've seen what they can do with the ball in the air air, on the ground. We've seen option, we've seen power, we've seen rollouts, sweeps. They've done it just about at every facet of the game. So we've got to keep the ball out of their hands and try to do something positive with the football.
Yep. Really nothing to add to that. Just control what you can control and try to make it the best for the rest of this game and then leading into next week.
So we're still about a minute away from kickoff here in Wellman. This is the Pano's Studio halftime show. Call Tiffany to get your senior pictures and family pictures taken today. Check them out on the Pano's Dance Studio page. So the Mid Prairie Hawks are in black with yellow numbers and yellow striping around the necks, broke their huddle and are coming back to their sidelines. Wearing pink tonight, I'm guessing, for their swollen player, senior
breast cancer awareness month, October. A lot of teams do that. Be a little interested to see who they have running the football and who's their quarterback and everything like that. I don't expect to see number 20 carrying the football anymore. I don't expect number 7 to be their quarterback. I expect some younger guys to get great opportunities for them. That's the positive of games like this. Everybody on your team can play tonight and contribute, and that's what their coach is going to look at. Some of the kids that don't play a lot to be successful, control what they can control, and their goal is to not let Davis County score, and when they're on offense, they still want to score, as long as you're letting everybody play. That's just playing football.
And, we are a young team, so a lot of our key players are sophomores, so we might actually see it'll be a fast, but maybe a decent second half here because we're going to see guys that are our age. We just have had to grow up faster than an experienced roster out of Mid Prairie. So a lot of our key contributors are young. We're getting ready for kickoff here from Wellman. The score is 56-0. Mid Prairie Golden Hawks. Zittler and Glosser back deep for the Mustangs as the whistle blows here to begin the second half. Number 9 kicks it off, end over end, come down about the 15-yard line. It is Zittler who races to his left. Far sideline is brought down.
Right at the 20.
And it looks like he was in some pain again when he was brought down, kind of twisted down. I hope his knee is okay. We do have a Mid Prairie Golden Hawk down on the field as well. So a couple guys down on the field.
He's running off. He'll be all right.
So the Mustangs will take possession of the football
1st and 10 for the Mustangs
at about the 21-yard line.
On their own 21.
The key being their own. We've spent a lot of time on our side of the field, so we've, again, got to get some positive things going offensively right out of the gate because the clock is going to run. So here, you're focused on what you want to do offensively and just polish some plays as you look ahead to next week. It's against Central Lee. 2-by-2 is the formation. Maters out of the shotgun. Gives to McCall, who's driven backwards, bounces off would-be tackler. 2 tacklers pursue and bring him down. Looked like number 20 and number 52 brought him down. Logan Harmson.
Yeah. He was given everything he got. Unfortunately, it was given ground, and he ended up losing about 8 yards there. He was, it kind of looked for a second like he was going to escape, but the Golden Hawk speed got him.
17 from the Mustang 14.
So McCall jogs to the sideline, and we are 2nd down and 17 from about our own 15-yard line. Mater again in the shotgun. Trips to the right, 1 receiver to the left, and the backfield with him is Smith.
Good to see him back out there.
Yeah, he kind of limped off the field earlier. Clayton Smith Jr., 5'6", 160. Carson takes 2-3 steps back, and his pass comes up short. I don't know if it was tipped, Ryan. I just think, again,
it came out funny. I don't know if he just kind of short-armed it or he got hit.
Yep.
But that did not come out the way he wanted to.
It did not, and he had pressure yet again there. No. So not a lot of time in the pocket as we see 3rd down and long. 2 receivers to the left are Zittler and Glosser. 2 to the right. Fake from Mater to up the middle. Keeps it.
That's been their best play, and they ran it.
As of late, you are correct.
Right that last series, and then here, just quarterback draw.
And a good, smart, safe play, again, to not have the ball in the air. You don't want any turnovers. A good gain, but not enough to convert, so we're going to be 4th down and 8. Punting situation here. Punt formation. Back deep for the Golden Hawks. Chris Miller, number 8, who caught a touchdown pass early in the game, and I believe number 27, Keegan Gingrich.
Yeah, the story of the game is right here on my drive chart. I have 1 play fumble, then 5 plays, 3 plays, 3 plays, 5 plays, 3 plays, 3 plays, 3 plays, 3 plays. Just
So
never
a lot
been
of
able
short
to,
drives and not a lot
never
of
been able to
conversions.
sustain a drive.
And again, on paper, it looked like it was going to be a tough matchup, and it has been. So again, this point, we're running clocks here as we're at the 9-minute, 30-second point in the third quarter, and we find ourselves with our largest deficit of the year at 56-0 here in the third quarter. And again, I'm not seeing a lot of energy out of the Mustangs, which you would expect, but you still want to play with a lot of pride and do things the right way.
You got to give everything you got.
And not represent yourself poorly. So I hope our guys come out and play strong. Here's jet sweep to number 3 as he runs to our side of the field, refusing to go down, but eventually brought down in the middle by number 23.
For the Golden Hawks, tackled by number 23.
Gerald Roop. We've called his name several times tonight on defense, so we still have guys playing hard. I think we've called his name 4 or 5 times tonight on tackles, solo tackles, so he's playing hard and doing a good job of securing those tackles as a senior. So we're at senior night here, but there's still a lot of pride out of our seniors on our side of the ball as well. We're packing a lot of guys in the box here, Ryan. I see 8 guys in the box.
Yeah, I don't expect them to really throw it. There's a draw.
A draw play, handoff up the middle. He's scampering,
and that is
like number 20.
That is number 20. I'm a little surprised to see him out there.
I am as well. That's Caden Rainier Jr., their number 1 tailback on the year, who's had himself a good night and had a lot of yardage to pick up here. Again, kind of knocking at the door on the season at 1,000 yards.
Yeah,
will probably pick up over 100 here, but hasn't had a lot of carries. But when he has, he's done something with the ball. An experienced running back.
It looks like it's their starters out there. Maybe they give him 1 series.
Yep. And that's pretty typical. It's senior night, and it's not that all of them are seniors. But here we go, jet sweep to the number 11, who's the tailback in this set. We have a penalty on the field, but Cole Davis out of the jet sweep from the receiver position, excuse me. But there is a penalty, so we'll see what that's all about.
Yeah, that came in way back.
A hold against the Golden Hawks. That's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
We've seen a lot of different running formations out of them, which is a sign of a good football team. We've seen the jet sweep from several different players. We've seen the fullback dive, fullback trap. We've seen power out of the tailback position. We've even seen a little bit of option. So a balanced running attack. We've seen a balanced passing attack. We've seen conversions. So, again, a nice football team here at Mid Prairie Golden Hawks.
Yeah, I've been very impressed by them tonight.
Pro formation here, offset fullback. Again, receiver in motion. This is give to the tailback. Big hole up the middle. Playing from behind the chain, so big gain on first down. Taking the ball down to about the 35-yard line, 34-yard line. Gavin McCall on the tackle, sophomore. We called his name a lot in previous weeks. A middle linebacker out of our linebacker set. And he and Caden Hill have been a little bit quiet tonight on the linebacker set, but again, an experienced offensive line. They're going to go find those linebackers and make sure they know where they're at, especially when they made as many tackles as our linebackers have. So they've kind of kept them quiet tonight. Here again, we have a receiver in motion, number 29. Give is the tailback, number 9. We saw him earlier in the game. Up the middle. Stiff arms the safety. In for the touchdown. Not a lot of great tackling effort there. Again, really hard when you're down this many points.
Criticizing kids, but number 9 there for them just wanted it more than Davis County there.
Yeah, he did. And number 9 is Vinny Bolin, who has had a couple touchdowns tonight and several carries. A junior, 6'1", 160. But again, when you're down this much, effort sometimes it's just hard to stay motivated, especially as a young player. That safety is a sophomore on the defense for the Mustangs. So, again, he's got a lot of football to play, but you want to make plays when plays present themselves. So the extra point is good. 63-0 here from Wellman. 6:48 still in the third quarter. We're going to step away and recognize our sponsors. This is the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
John at Collision Corner knows that when you get in an accident and need some work done on your vehicle, you want the process to go smooth and easy. That's why Collision Corner is your best choice. John is a preferred body shop, which means he can work directly with your insurance company. He will handle the claim from start to finish. Collision Corner knows you need your car back as soon as possible, and they will also pick it up and deliver it to you for free. When you have an accident, call John and his team at Collision Corner in Bloomfield, and don't forget to like them on Facebook.
You're watching Mustang football on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
For just under 7 minutes
Yeah, that's
in
what I
this
would
football
do.
game where 63-0 is the deficit for the Mustangs, and we're running clocks with that deficit. Again, the Hawks know what to do with the ball when they have it on offense. Our goal is to try to keep that ball out of their hands, and so far tonight we haven't been able to do that. Ball comes into Caden Glosser's hands, a sophomore, at about the 20-yard line, where he takes it up to the 26, maybe the 27 on the return. So again, a lot of yards to work with if you're a Mustang fan and Mustang player. We haven't spent a lot of time on that side of the field at all, so
no, we
at this
need
point
to
we have to find some identity.
We need to get a first down here. You know, we've had 4 straight drives where we went 3 and out.
And this is where senior leadership really needs to step up and try to rally the troops a little bit, because coaches can only do so much from the sideline. Our guys have got to, our more experienced players and our seniors just have got to dig deep, find the pride, and do something with the football here.
And if it's not a senior, then it just needs to be whoever your team leaders are, you know, and maybe it might be sophomores on this Davis County team, but whoever your team leaders just need to step up and say, hey, fellas, let's get it together and let's go.
Bobbled snap there out of the shotgun from Mater, so he just does what he can with the ball, try to get something positive. For maybe a gain of 1. Maybe just got back to the line of scrimmage. Again, he was kind of bobbling us. I guess we're fortunate that ball wasn't on the ground out of the shotgun there. Trips to the left, single receiver. To the right is 84, Dalton Reeves. Mater is in the gun. McCall to his left, and it looks like they're running probably a 5-3, Ryan, because I see 2 linebackers in the box. 1 linebacker's walked out on the trip side, so a 5-3. So again, power football.
If he's going to throw it, he needs to throw it right over here. He went to the other side. He fell down, knee down.
So Tyler Ball on the reception.
I'd like to see him come to this side. It's one-on-one over here. There's a whole bunch of guys over there. Get it to Dalton Reeves here, number 84.
Yeah, who's a big target, 6-foot sophomore.
See if he can make one guy miss and see what he can do here.
Again, at this point, we just don't have a lot of momentum going on offense, so we're just trying to kind of scramble for any kind of yardage we can, but we're finding ourselves in another hole, 3rd and 12.
12.
Twips to the right, 1 to the left, single back in the backfield. Carson takes his 2-step drop. We have a slant, double slant, and again, the ball just a little bit high to Glosser. We had 2 guys open. We had, as you pointed out last time, we had Dalton Reeves, who was open on the underneath slant. We had a little bit deeper of a slant, or maybe a crossing route out of Glosser. Both of them were open. Just unable to convert.
It'd have been a decent catch, but I'd like seen him make that play. Some people got to step up and make some plays here.
Agreed. So when you have opportunities to make plays, and again, we're young guys. These are these sophomores making plays in a varsity game. But again, when you're down 63-0, it's hard to stay motivated for that. So
unfortunately, here we got another 3 and out. That one, I think they could have blocked that.
Took a lot of time there, and that ball was fortunate not to be blocked. Goes out of bounds at about the 40-yard line.
I almost think they didn't block it on purpose. He kind of just walked.
Or just at least not to make a penalty and give them an opportunity on first down. So a nice gesture from them there not to block that punt, and they'll take over at about the 35-yard lines where they mark it. So 1st and 10.
Again, short field for them.
Very short field as we tick under 4 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. The clock is stopped right now as we get the ball set. Change of possessions, it does stop. And Ryan, I guess this is an opportunity where if you're a defensive player, you got to make plays when they come your way, because there's not a lot else happening.
No, you need to
on the Mustang side of the ball.
Step up and maybe gamble a little bit. I don't see them throwing the ball very much, but if they do, maybe try to jump a route and make a play here.
Chris Miller that time, or excuse me, that was number 9, Vinny Bolin at quarterback there. And it looked like a new tailback. I thought that was number 6 at tailback there, possibly. I missed the number, but it looked like a new player at tailback.
That was looks like number 6 is out there now.
Yep, so we're going to see some new players for Mid Prairie, getting them some experience and give them some carries. And again, a decent matchup for a young defensive team and an inexperienced defensive team. So I'd like to see some guys step up and make some plays here. Here's a give to the fullback from number 9, straight dive for a gain of about 4.
Number 31.
Trey Armstrong for the Mustangs.
So Trey Armstrong on the tackle. Number 31 is, find his name here, Joel Allred Jr. 3rd and short for the Mid Prairie Hawks here at about the 26-yard line. where we are at the 2:30 mark in the third quarter, where the Mustangs are down 63-0. Receiver comes in motion from the right, as we call it.
Yep,
The jet sweep to the left. And a good open field tackle, but I believe that'll be enough for a first down. And 39 on the carry for them is, I'm going to make sure I give Connor Miller, senior, 6 foot 180.
Yeah, good job. I think that's his first carry of the night. Great to see senior working hard and getting a little reward here.
Number 13, Brett Doxtater, senior, on the tackle out in the secondary, but not until after a conversion. Number 9 under center, gives to the tailback, number 6, and immediately brought down. That was a good tackle by number 4, Gavin McCall, out of the linebacker position.
Very good play there.
So, again, as a sophomore, Gavin McCall has quite a bit of experience back there and has kind of been the anchor at that linebacker position. So if your defensive line, are doing their job, linebacker should make play, and he makes a good tackle there on number 6.
He read that play and stepped right in there and made a great tackle.
And I believe the ball carrier again was Nathan Quimby. And as you pointed out, no gains. So we're 2nd and 10 here as we tick down at the 1 minute mark of the third quarter. Number 9 is under center. He gives to the tailback again, a missed tackle in the backfield. But
they rallied pretty
better
good
pursuit
to that.
there. Yep. We had sophomore Caden Glosser on the tackle, number 27 Doxtater, and I believe I saw number 23 again, Gerald Roop, in there as well. So he's sticking his nose in there. We had a trio of Mustangs making a play. 3rd and 5 here. So again, we're bending. We'll bend. Let's just find a way to keep them out of the end zone.
I think they've scored a touchdown every drive. Let's keep them out.
Yes, I'd like to at least see if they have a field goal team, do something with a field goal. Staying with the pro set, I backfield, give to the fullback, straight up the middle, flag comes out.
I would assume holding from where that flag came from. Update from Central Lee, 21-20, 7 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Eddyville-Blakesburg still has the lead, but Central Lee has closed that gap.
Wow, 21-20. So again, we saw Eddyville-Blakesburg 2 weeks ago, who matched up against Mid Prairie last week, did not have much success. As you can see, we're in the same boat here. Holding was the call, so we'll march the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks back as we tick down inside 30 seconds here in the third quarter. 3rd and 14 from about the 26-yard line. Sticking with the pro set, we're seeing, again, some new players in the game for the Hawks. Again, fullback dive. Nope, fake dive. Here's the option play. Number 9, quarterback, rolling back to his left, sprinting back to his left, showing the vision. Corner sticks his head down, and he's just player. He is got good vision, and he's hungry for yet another score. But Doxtater again on the tackle. Glosser in there as well, slowing him down. But he faked the dive to the fullback, kind of option right, decided to keep it, break it back to the left, good vision, and to make it 4th and very short. We'll step away here as the third quarter ends. This is the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Keith's Foods in Bloomfield has been serving the Bloomfield area since 1969 with quality cut steaks, ripe seasonal produce, scrumptious bakery cakes and sweets, fresh dairy products, and of course tasty smoked meats. We also have available hunting licenses, stamps, money orders, and gift cards too. Open till 9 p.m. every day. We pride ourselves in providing small town service in a big way while keeping up with trends and latest items across the country. Yes, Keith's Foods is your hometown grocery store and so much more. Keith's Foods, where we always take your groceries out to your car. Proud supporter of the Davis County Mustangs.
Are you installing a new septic system? The man to call is Jody at Geotech Sand and Stone. They have state-certified septic sand, as well as top-quality black dirt, fill sand, and washed gravel for landscaping. They also have large rocks to add to your landscaping. Geotech Sand and Stone has very competitive prices. Stop out and get a load, or have one of their contractors haul it for you. Call Jody today for more information at 799-1235. That's 799-1235. Geotech Sand and Stone, 3 miles west of Eldon on River Road.
You're watching Mustang football on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back to Wellman, where we're starting the fourth quarter with a really, really large deficit. Running clocks here in the second half. Down 63-0 are the Mustangs. I'm Brad McCloskey, joined by my colleague Ryan Morgan and our producer Corey. And again, Ryan, they're knocking on the
4th and 1. They just gave a dive right up the middle. They don't want to. I mean, they're just trying to eat as much clock.
Right.
They're
not doing anything fancy. They're just running the football and saying, "Stop us!" And they're staying in the pro set here again. Dive to the fullback, number 30.
Good stop. Good stop, Mustangs.
Good tackle. Number 30 continues to carry the ball. That is
Tackled by number 52 is Caden Hall.
I have Justice Jones, but I don't believe that's who that was. I may have saw the number on that play.
Golden Hawks from the Mustang 3.
But 2nd and goal from about the 3 or 4 yard line for the Mid Prairie Hawks. And again, Ryan, you just got to be stripping of the ball here, ripping at it, trying to do anything you can to keep them out of the end zone. Actually, that looks like number 31, Joe Alred, Jr., 5'11", 195.
Keep him out of there. Yep, good job.
Joe Allred on the carry.
Allred, again on the carry out of the fullback position.
Number 54 is Chris Carlberg.
Tackled by Chris Carlberg. I haven't heard his name tonight. We haven't called him. We may have missed him out of the defensive line position, so we're seeing some different players in on defense as well. And why not give some guys some experience in this position here.
3rd and 1 here from the 1. Keep him out. Make him. Don't let him fall forward. They pushed him back. I don't see his signal yet. Oh, it's going to be 4th and 1.
So Allred again on the carry at the fullback there, dive. So
this is a big play.
This is big. And again, just kind of a gut check defensive stand here where you say it's
who wants it
us
more here
against you and who wants it more from the about 1 or 1.5 yard line. 4th down and 1. So
you go down into a bare front,
pride,
cover up their guards. Yeah, cover up their center, send everybody right in there, and you try to plug them up.
Now, do you expect them to run maybe something outside an option play or anything like that, or do you expect
I
them to
would
pound
if it wasn't 63-0.
Yep.
But if it's 63-0, hey, here we have it.
Took the ball right out of his hands.
And that's a great play. I like to see that.
I believe he just took it right out of his hands. So not only did they not break, they bent a little bit, a big 4th down stand, and a huge turnover, not only on downs, but turnover by Gavin McCall, sophomore, takes it clear out to the 37-yard line. So
first turnover of the night for the positive side for the Mustangs. That's a great job. I'm really proud of those Mustangs for that play.
Yeah, an absolutely big play, and I'm proud to say that all turnovers are brought to you by Geotech Materials, and a big turnover that we needed there, again, if nothing else, just for pride.
Yep, and confidence. And
on the goal line,
everything.
Backs against
great
the wall.
Job.
4th and 1, a huge turnover. And good job by Gavin McCall to just take the ball right out of the fullback's hands and scamper the other way. Here's the give to Smith up the middle out of the shotgun from Mater.
Clayton Smith
on the carry for a short gain on 1st down.
The Mustangs.
But again, more of just a victory and pride and gut check there in that last series.
Absolutely, just a great play.
Kept them out of the end zone. Again, there's some different players on the field for both teams there, but our experienced linebacker took the ball right out of his hands, and he knows what to do when he has the football, and made a great play and a good.
Just listening to you talk, I think he's one of the leaders of this team, and he made a leader play right there.
Absolutely. Here's a jet sweep to Caden Glosser to the far side of the field for a short gain, brought down by the secondary out there.
Caden Glosser on the carry for the Mustangs.
Out of the jet sweep position is Glosser, sophomore, number 3.
Let's get a 1st down here. Come on, Mustangs.
Brought down over there by Clark Latcham, who's a junior on the perimeter over there on the far side of the field. So 3rd down here. Ryan, I got to believe we're in 4-down territory no matter where we're at this point in the game, right?
There's no point in punting.
Yep, so 2-by-2 set. Mater, as usual, out of the shotgun. Gives to Smith up the middle of the zone read.
Fall forward.
Smith for a short gain on 3rd down, takes it to about the 45-yard line.
Big play again, kind of same thing like we had last on defense. Let's see if the offense can make that big play here.
Would you call a timeout here if you're Coach Anderson?
If you have any confusion, if you have any second guessing on what your play call is, I would. This is a big play.
2-by-2 set, Mater in the shotgun. No timeout yet. Gavin McCall joins him in the backfield.
I think he's got what he wants. Quarterback draw.
Give to McCall. Bounces outside, breaks a couple tackles.
I don't know. It's going to be close.
Right at the sticks.
I think they're going to give it to him.
Let's hope they do. I would like to see a conversion here, and I'd like the ball to stay in our hands, and they are calling it a 1st down. So
good
great.
Play.
Good job again, a gut check play.
And look who they gave it to. They gave it to number 4, the guy that made the play on defense, makes the play on offense.
And I haven't seen many 1st downs. That might be our 2nd 1st down of the night.
Yeah.
But the 1st down tonight are brought to you by Collision Corner. Think of John at Collision Corner first to get your car looking good again, and don't forget to like them on Facebook.
There's a good play, good set, good throw. Got about 9 yards to number 3. Great play, good timing.
Well, at this point, you're really playing for next week. And I was actually really surprised by that scoreboard update that you gave us a little bit ago, that Central Lee finds himself in a battle against Eddyville Blakesburg. But again, at this point in the season, you don't know what kind of injuries and things may come into play. We'll get into that in a little bit. Here back on offense.
2nd 1.
2x2 set.
Playbook's wide open. You can do whatever you want here.
2x2 set, 2 receivers to each side. Carson Mader's in the shotgun, one back to his right. That back is Smith. The give is up the middle to Smith.
Got nothing, I don't think.
Very little yardage to be found there. I believe he got right back to the sticks. Maybe a short gain to make it 3rd and very short. Nope, they're giving him a first down. So thank you, Mr. Referee, for that. We don't need to mark it at this point in the game. He's just going to say, let's keep it winding, let's keep things moving, and we'll take it first down at 10 Mustangs.
Let's get a score here on this drive.
That would be nice. Just take something positive into the end of the game here as we tick down about 5 minutes in the 4th quarter. Mader takes a snap, short drop, slant route by Zittler over the middle. A good Carson to Carson connection there.
First down again.
Giving him another first down.
A lot better timing these last 2 passes. Better snaps, catch, a lot of confidence throwing the ball, hitting them right in the chest, making the plays.
Yeah, timing was good on that. Nice slant route from the senior there, and Zittler, and again, another collision corner first down. Trips to the right, Zittler, the solo receiver to the left, Mader in the shotgun. Mader looks to the sideline to get his call as we tick down about 5 minutes left in the game here, where we are finding ourselves 63-0. Mader takes a snap, no drop, throws the Glosser on the far side of the field. Glosser using his blockers.
Good.
Nice job to get the ball vertical. You know, he wasn't dancing with the ball. He wasn't trying to go to the sideline. He got
nice
positive vertical gain, 9 yards.
I like this drive a lot. You know, they're doing, I think they're going to their plays. They're going to their players.
And this is the kind of script that I expect to see next week against Central Lee.
Right.
Where you're mixing in pass, you're mixing in the run, and against a team that's, again, substituting a lot of players at this point, but a team that we'll see in similar next week to Central Lee, of the same type of caliber
Central
players.
Lee will have those same colors and everything next week for you.
You're exactly right on that. So trips to the left, solo receiver to the right is number 84, Dalton Reeves. We have Zittler, Glosser, and Ball over here to the left. Mader takes the snap, short
Make a guy
drop.
miss. He did.
Dalton Reeves makes a miss, but gets right back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe just enough of a gain.
Dalton Reeves ran out of bounds by number 31.
So we'll give him no gain. 3rd and short here coming up. I mean, you have 2 downs to get 1 yard.
You might see a quarterback sneak here, or that quarterback draw play that we saw at the end of the first half.
Smith is in the backfield, so not as big of a back as McCall is, but. Will be interesting to see if we see a quarterback sneak or a quarterback keep, which we saw some positive gains out of first half. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Smith is a single back in the backfield. Mader. The give is to Smith up the middle. He's met immediately at the line of scrimmage by a host of Mid Prairie Hawks. Did not get it. So yet again, we find ourselves in a 4th and short situation. We are on our side of the field finally with offensive possession.
They're bringing in number 4.
We're going to bring in 4, a bigger back. Again, shorter in stature.
4th and 1.
Really solid wrestler in middle school, so knows just center of gravity and knows. But again, maybe a situation I might think about calling a timeout to.
Again, same thing. You want your perfect play. You either give it to number 4 here, or you follow him and let him lead block for Carson.
Our 2x2 set, the give is to McCall.
Yep, there you go. First down.
Good. A gain of 2 or 3 yards to convert. So great job again here to keep the chains moving, bringing in the bigger back. Nothing against Smith. Smith just doesn't have as much muscle and meat on his bones. There's not as squatty as McCall. Not as powerful.
More of a
power
back there.
So a great job there again. Just a gut check to get that first down on 4th down. So we're 1st and 10 as we come down to about 2 minutes and 20 seconds here in the 4th quarter. We're trips left. Solo receiver to the right, Dalton Reeves is out there solo. We have Zittler, Glosser, and Ball here to the left. Mader in the shotgun.
Might go for a shot here. They are. Slant, good catch. Get in there.
Timing.
Touchdown.
Nice job, Dalton Reeves. So the slant route to the single receiver side, Dalton Reeves, sophomore. So that's a sophomore-sophomore connection. We're going to see that for years to come.
Yeah, that's a
Dalton
great
Reeves,
play. Great play.
Slant, good
20
timing.
yards.
Had a defensive back right on his hip. Makes the play for a touchdown. So good job. We had our first touchdown of the night, and our touchdowns are sponsored by Slayton Polaris. So that's a Mustang Slayton Polaris touchdown. Score huge savings on a new Polaris Ranger ATV. Call Slayton Polaris or stop out and see them 8 miles south and west of Pulaski. I'm happy to call that one out, Ryan, because we have seen a good drive there, which started on the defense when Gavin McCall took the ball out of his hands. Here comes the extra point. The snap is bobbled, and that goes nowhere. So the extra point is no good.
Davis County.
But we got on the board,
That's great.
And a positive drive. We saw some good things on defense. We're still down 63-6 as we approach 2 minutes. So we'll step away and get a break in here to recognize our sponsors. We are the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
If you've been looking to take your nursing career to the next level, William Penn University is ready to help. With the RN to BSN program, you could have your degree in as little as 17 months. You'll find individualized attention from professors that care about your success. William Penn wants to see each and every student succeed in their education and life. That's why our advisors work with you to provide affordable tuition. Visit wmpenn.edu today to learn more and enroll.
You're watching Mustang football on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back to Mid Prairie, where the Mustangs just finally were able to punch one in and get on the board after a big turnover on downs on the other end of the field. Gavin McCall took the ball right out of the hands of the fullback, took it out to about the 37-yard line. We did just enough on fourth down and a couple times there to keep the chains moving and end up punching it in the end zone. So again, doesn't make a difference at all in terms of the outcome of the game, but gives you some positive feelings and some positive momentum. Thinking about a win on your
senior night next week.
Senior night next week at home.
Coach Anderson's got to be really proud of his guys for the last 7-8 minutes of this football game. You got 2 minutes here. You got to hold them out, and let's end this game 63 to whatever. If something happens, we can get another one. That'd be great.
So kind of a pooch kick there from Zittler.
For the Golden Hawks, tackled by
Hill. And the Mid Prairie Golden Hawks take it at about the 40-yard line. He bobbled the return there, but was able to recover it and take it from the 40-yard line. So we hear Gerald Roop's name again.
Yeah, he's had a great night on defense for the Mustangs.
Special teams there. So a nice job by him, the senior. He's kind of been the go-to guy tonight on defense and kind of setting the tone to keep guys motivated.
Yep.
As
and
we
it
tick
is
down about
still 21-20 Eddyville after 3 quarters against Central Lee.
So here's a sweep to the right. On. Number 6, Nathan Quimby. And again, a surprising score because that tells me that either, again, there were some injuries from Eddyville or just kind of got deflated after the loss last week to Mid Prairie. But we can't afford to be deflated because we have Central League coming to town next week who sounds like they're having some positive things going their way and are playing some of their better football this season.
Yeah, so looking for their first win. You know, if they can't pull it out tonight, they're going to be all jacked up next week looking for that first win. You know, Davis County is going to think they're going to have a chance to win the football game. Central Lee is going to be feeling that same way.
We got to believe there's going to be some emotions there out of senior night, and again, we're getting some positive things going here. But number 6, Quimby on the carry there. Clayton Smith on the tackle.
Third and short here.
Third and short. Again, they're just looking to
probably one more time.
Get into the
less than a minute
locker room here with ticking under 30 seconds from Wellman. And depending on where the play clock is at, I'm not even sure they have to run another play, Ryan, as we tick down under 20, and that might be it with a final score of 63, and your Davis County Mustangs 6.
That was a good last half of that last quarter for the Mustangs. I'm really proud of those guys.
Thank you for coming and have a safe.
So we'll step away. We'll kind of prepare some final thoughts here from Wellman as we get ready for our Pulaski post-game show. This is Brad McCloskey and Ryan Morgan from Wellman and the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Attention Southern Iowa, do you need a better night's sleep? Maybe it's time to get a new mattress. Dixon's Mattress Outlet in Bloomfield has the most competitive prices on new mattresses in all different sizes. Darren sells camper mattresses, commercial bedding, rollaways, special order sizes, bed frames, and mattress protectors. Call Darren today and he'll meet you at the warehouse. Dixon's Mattress Outlet, 641-664-3060. That's 664-3060.
This is Milo Wells, your pharmacist at Wells Hometown Drug in Bloomfield. When you need prescriptions, stop in and see me. If you aren't a current customer, we will help you fill out a new patient form, which takes less than 5 minutes. We have a lot of over-the-counter items and have vaccines. We are here 6 days a week and offer free delivery in Bloomfield and surrounding areas. I pride myself on professionalism and small-town customer service, and our pharmacy reflects those values. Stop in and see us at Wells Hometown Drug next to CarQuest in Bloomfield.
Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs!
Go Mustangs! Go Mustangs!
Go Mustangs!
Davis County Mustangs would like to thank the community for their continued support.
You're watching Mustang football on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back to Wellman, where we are all wrapped up here with a final score of 63-6, where the Mustangs fell pretty hard, Ryan, to the Mid Prairie Hawks. We knew on paper this looked like a tough matchup. Again, looking at what Mid Prairie did to some of the opponents that managed us pretty handily earlier in the season. We had some positive feelings coming into this game because of a big win last week at homecoming against Albia, but you see the result of an experienced football team in Mid Prairie with experienced players and upperclassmen against a little bit less of an experienced Mustang team.
Yeah, just a couple things there. The fumble early, they went down and scored, and then we fumbled right away, and they went down and scored. So it's just kind of, you could not have started worse. If you get off to a better start, maybe this game changes. I don't know if the result changes, but the score definitely changes.
Well, and you just look at how individual players match up at positions. We matched up much better last week. We got off to a fast start against Albia and just were not able to get much going early, and that just was really hard to dig ourselves out of. But we are here at Wellman as we wrap things up. This is the Pulaski Lumber post-game show. Stop in and see Chris Lutke and the team today, your start-to-finish lumber yard. So, Ryan, as we look ahead, next week's week 9, we look at an opponent that we circled early in the season in Central Lee. We feel very good about that matchup next week. So we finished the game the right way. Big turnover on defense. We're going to step away one more time, but I want to think about the player of the game. So we'll come back after one more quick break, and we'll talk about our Neebs Graphics player of the game. We'll be right back on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Live larger. Go further. Do more. Pursue your passion with Polaris, the world leader in off-road. Live wide open in a high-performance RZR. Chase adventure on a legendary Sportsman. Or get more done with a hard-working Ranger. Enjoy savings up to $3,500 during the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance.
Slayton Polaris, 8 miles south and west of Pulaski.
Hi, this is Chris Ledke, owner of Pulaski Lumber. I would like to personally invite you to see our updated inventory. We have a nice selection of tools, plumbing, flooring, tile, accessories, and as always, we can order in anything you might need. Josh is also available to offer you professional 3D drawings to design your new home, deck, or addition. We don't charge huge architect fees, but are confident you will be happy with our work. We look forward to meeting you at Pulaski Lumber, your start-to-finish lumberyard.
You're watching Mustang football on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
This is the Pulaski Lumber post-game show. Stop in and see Chris Lutke and the team today, your start-to-finish lumber yard, where we are all wrapped up here from Mid Prairie, Wellman, with a final score of 63-6. And Ryan, we're at that point in the game where we need to recognize our Neebs Graphics player of the game. See Kylie Stewart and the Neebs girls to get your business notice with T-shirts, banners, signs, and more. So in games like this, last week we saw a big performance out of Gavin McCall. We saw him on offense rush over 250 yards. Again, was kind of everywhere on defense. We saw him block a couple punts, score a couple touchdowns. I think 3 touchdowns last week, and we called his name a couple times tonight. I want to throw out a name to you, though, because Gavin, as a sophomore, he's gonna have his name called a lot. And again, he had the big turnover on downs and some big conversions. But Gerald Roop is a guy whose name we called tonight a lot on defense and on special teams as well. So I'm curious to think about what you think of our player of the game selection.
Yeah, I think that's all right. It's always good to give a guy, maybe he doesn't get, as a running back for Gavin there, he gets a lot of attention. Linemen, linebackers sometimes don't get all that attention, so it's good to see a guy like that get that recognition tonight.
Okay, so we're in agreement. We think that Gerald Roop is our player of the game, so that's our Neebs Graphics player of the game. And that, again, that's no slight to Gavin. Gavin took the ball right out of the fullback's hands, was able to get us good field position and eventual score on offense and a conversion on fourth downs. But our player of the game is senior Gerald Roop, number 23, just for his play on defense and for, again, some special teams play. So that engine that just didn't quit. So that'll do it for us from here in Wellman Mid Prairie, the site of Week 8, where the Mid Prairie Hawks handed the Mustangs a pretty handy, a pretty lopsided win. So, any other final thoughts, Ryan, as we head into Week 9?
No, Coach Anderson and that team will regroup. They'll learn some things, take the positives. I think almost those first 3 quarters, I don't know if you really watch them too much, but that last quarter, you take some positives. You've got a real chance next week against Central Lee. It'll be interesting. Last check still, it was 21-20 into the third quarter. It'll be interesting to see how that score ends up, whether Central Lee's fighting for that first win or whether they pull off the upset tonight at Eddyville. But it'll be interesting to see that score. But then you've got a great chance next week. It'll be interesting to see those Davis County, what happens next week.
All right, well, that'll do it from Wellman. Thanks again for listening and sticking in with us as 2 football guys try to become radio guys for a night. Thanks to Corey Finch, our producer. That'll wrap it up from Wellman. We'll see you next week as the Davis County Mustangs welcome Central Lee to town for senior night in Bloomfield. So take care, everybody, and have a safe Friday night.